Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the next episode of the Roundtable Oddcast. We are joined today by the zombie Australian who died and was resurrected, Chrono. And
Which our story's about.
Shut the fuck up. And of course, my co-host, as always, Mr. Doom, who is super sexy and frozen right now. And now he's moving. Okay. Yeah. So we were just talking about Vegemite and how it sucks. All right, next topic.
Damn, really? You're just gonna?
We were talking about Back to the Future and how I've never seen it and it sucks. Next topic.
Wow.
We were.
Wow. You're on everything today, like even more so than normal.
I am hurt. I am definitely hurt.
We were talking about Doctor Who and how it sucks.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
that's shit. Fuck
I've actually, I will say, I can't judge Doctor Who. I saw one episode with the Weeping Angels, and it was actually really fucking good. And I was like, this might be something I could watch. But everybody's like, it's more of a one-off thing, like that episode.
It very much is. Like, Doctor Who, if you're not British, you don't get it. Because I fucking tried to sit down and watch that show, and I'm like, there are things that they are saying that I feel like is a very specific culture thing.
Probably.
My guitarist from Ritual, he loved John. He loves Doctor Who like a weird amount, and he tried to get he came to my house one day, and apparently they have a Christmas special every year.
Yeah,
and he made me sit down and watch one of them, and I was just like, I just wasted like an hour and a half of my life. Like, what the fuck?
I do want to give it a proper chance. Like, I do want to actually sit down and be like, all right, let's watch a couple episodes. But I can tell you already, like, I'd probably really like the David Tennant season. And then outside of that, because they change actors every season, I'd probably be like, because I'm going to get attached to one character. And that's going to be my big problem.
So that's actually a thing that they do with it, is because of the fact that you get attached every season finale, they, like, have this very emotional sort of like thing where they split and all that, but it's sort of weird. Like, I still don't know how the fuck it works. Like, is it quantum leap physics, or is it just
I thought he just kept dying and that's how he reincarnates.
I don't think they even know at this point.
Yeah, I just don't pay attention to it. Like, I can't do British television. I just can't. Like, it still looks like it's being filmed in 2006.
Like I said, I want to give it a proper chance. Top Gear's great. I mean, Richard Hammond, Jeremy, all of them, that is real Top Gear. I don't give a fuck about the American or the Australian version.
Agreed.
Yeah, no, the only one is them.
Yeah.
Except right now, Chrono's a little triggered just because of what Jeremy said about your...
Oh, yeah, that was fucking... I was like, oh no, Jeremy, please! We're on fire!
Yeah, he did it dirty. I'm pretty excited, though, because... So last year I did a charity stream for Best Friends Foundation to save homeless and abandoned and abused animals and all that. And I wanted to do like a charity stream type thing sometime over the next month. I've got to iron out the details. But they reached out to me and they're like, we'd love to help you set this up and actually like sponsor it and get help for it. Because
hell yeah.
Somebody posted a picture of... Because I'm sitting there going, oh no, all these kangaroos and koalas and all this native wildlife is dying. A lot of fucking houses have burned down, too. And there's, like, a video of this family returning to their home with their dog and everything. Everybody got out fine, but, they lost their home. And in the wreckage, the dog was able to find its favorite toy. And, like, won't let go of it now. And I was like, shit.
All I have to say is, fuck the people, save the animals.
Yeah. So unfortunately, Best Friends is not set up in Australia, but they want to help with it. So I'm going to see if I can... I guess donate to like the Irwin Foundation. I'm sure Steve Irwin's family's got something going on that I can probably set up a charity for.
Yeah, they definitely do. Yeah.
And then Super Animal Royale will probably jump in and help with it. So I'm pretty excited within the next month to do a big ass charity stream for Australia.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. Well, I'll tell you something. Just like proof that climate change is a thing, because people like don't want to believe that.
If you don't believe in global warming, you're an idiot. If you think the Earth is flat, you're an idiot.
Yep.
Wait a minute.
So you know how last week Australia was burning?
It's been burning for like a year.
Oh, yeah. Well, now it's flooded.
What? Hey, that solves one problem.
Rain, and now we are flooded. So it's like, because we got a whole bunch of torrential rain, which put out so many fires. There are still some going on in the areas that weren't affected by the rain. But we are literally now starting to flood because of how much rain we were getting. Like, literally, main roads. Our theme park, Warner Brothers Movie World, literally, you can't go in because it's flooded. completely
Pause real
Right.
quick and back up. I've never heard of Warner Brothers movie world, but that sounds like everything I would know and love in one place.
It fucking is. Like, do you want a Scooby Doo ride?
Yeah.
That's like fucking sick.
Yeah.
Do you want a
Batman?
hyper coaster which is DC themed where you can pay $10 to ride backwards?
Yeah. And more
Yep,
Batman shit, because I mean, Warner Brothers was big, especially like the animated series.
Yep, they have people who walk around like as Batman. They've got the Batwing space shot, which is the thing where it's like 3, 2, 1, and then fucking shoots you up, and then you like free fall. It's really cool.
Bro, I've never been to Disney World, but I'm fixing to just fly to Australia and go to Warner Brothers World instead.
That's it. We're going to fucking Australia. We were talking about this the other day. We already planned on going. All right, you've just sealed the deal.
Yeah.
I got one more for you. It's the Superman escape ride, where you're in a thing and you're going on these tracks and you're going underneath Metropolis and it's all like sort of like falling apart and all that. It's like, don't worry, folks. We'll
So
get
it's
you out
like
of
the
here.
ride at Gringotts at Universal for Harry Potter.
Not up until the point where you actually get on the ride, because you're sitting in the thing, it's going around, and like police are like, we need help, and then everyone's like, it's Superman. He's like, don't worry, folks, I'll get you out of here, super fast. And then you go 0 to 100 kilometers in 2 seconds, because you go fucking out, fucking sick.
There was like 3 other things I wanted to say in there, and I already forgot them because we are just fucking rapid firing.
Yeah, we are. Sorry.
Nice, really fucking nice. But no, that sounds actually awesome. Actually, question. I thought I read something earlier that apparently like 22 people got what's it called? Arrested for the fires, for starting the brush fires in Australia.
I read that too. That a lot of people are finally getting like convicted and found and.
Yeah, because basically, like, the amount of fires that were springing up and that couldn't be, like, found, they started doing, they had, like, a whole amount of people doing, like, security footage scanning and looking through to see when it started, who was doing it, and try and, like, see if they could recognize faces and all that, see if they were, continuing to do it at other locations and stuff, and they are starting to catch up to a few of the people who did it. The sad thing is that a lot of it is just kids. A lot of it is fucking like 10 to 13-year-olds. Like we've got these kids. They like to call themselves the North Side Gang, which are basically, 10 to 13-year-olds running around with like fanny packs with knives in them and shit, and they just walk around. They try and like rob you and stuff. And there's a plague of them on my girlfriend's street, and I nearly ran them over one time because I was driving and they were just walking in the middle of the road. And then I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, I hit the horn and they moved out. And then they pretended to jump in front of my car. So I slammed on the brakes,
50 points.
chucked it in reverse, and just fucking went, and they fucking bolted. So I'm like, you're going to be a dick. I'm going to fucking chase you. So, and
sounds like my job a little bit.
yeah. But I had to be careful because it was my girlfriend's street. And if they recognized my car, I'm like, oh, great. And, they're getting robbed. But it was all right because it was further down the road. So we're good. I love the
Really? Really? You had to put those on? That's what you had to do?
I feel a very
Yeah.
I got this vibe of homosexuality.
Yeah. There it is.
There
Alright,
it is. Yeah.
So, now that we got over the wildfires, and which, hopefully you guys don't get flooded out and die.
I'm legitimately just trying to remember what the fuck I was talking about earlier.
Well, you lost that
Keep
chance.
thinking.
You lost that chance. No, don't give it back to him. He doesn't deserve it. Uh-oh. So, I mentioned this earlier today, and we were supposed to have one other person here with it.
Yeah.
So,
So he wants to start with games. Okay.
So since Chrono is our, voice actor over here, he thinks he can do shit and all that, which he can. Sonic.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Recognition.
What in all? So we're all avid gamers. What is the best voice acting you've heard done in a game, and what is the worst voice acting you've heard in a game? Not actors themselves, but performances overall.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, well, that's... Okay, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys Wolf's answer, since he can't really go in depth, so I'm just going to read what he said. It's not so much as the performance, it's so much as the mechanics. His worst voice acting game is his favorite game of all time, Dark Souls. Because as much as I love it, the voice acting, it's not spectacular, it's dry, but if you look at the people's faces, their mouths don't move. They're just...
Yeah. Yeah.
So that is what he said for worst voice acting. And for best, again, he's going based off of mechanics. Call of Duty Modern Warfare. He said that it's pretty much like a movie, watching the cutscenes and everything happen in there.
Which I can appreciate that.
I still haven't played the campaign, so.
You can't even suffer up 8 hours and just knock it out.
I keep meaning to. I binge watched The Witcher. I bought The Witcher. I really want to play The Witcher. To play The Witcher, I have to finish Nier. I've gotten 1 of 3 endings, but I need to beat it 2 more times to like properly fucking do it. So I'm grinding through Nier Automata right now, which is, I'm making it sound like it's a shitty game. It really isn't. It's a lot of fun. It's well done. But just like this second playthrough sucks. I don't like 9S, and I really want to get to Witcher. So I'm just like, can we speed this along? Go ahead and unlock my achievements and everything.
I've watched you play it a little bit. It's actually, it looks decent, and that's not even my style of game.
It's not mine either. I'm blown away by the way it transitions from fucking open world combat to 2.5D to fucking aerials and Gundams and shit. It's very well done, smooth, and flawless. The soundtrack is gorgeous. Story, confusing as shit. I beat it, quote, quote, and I still don't know what the fuck is going on. But
are you playing it on console, or are you playing on PC?
Xbox.
Okay. Dude, fucking don't get... I got... When I was streaming it...
you had it on PC, and it sucked ass.
Yeah, I had to download a whole configuration setup and redo everything, and it was so fucking balls. I couldn't record it. It was such a pain in the ass. But it is an excellent game. It is amazing.
But anyways, Chrono. So best and worst voice acting from a game.
So best for me, I know I'm like a fucking advocate for this game at this point, but it really does have a lot of great things about it, and that's the PS4 Spider-Man games. The voice performances overall by every single actor in it was just fantastic. There was such, there was an amazing little thing that they decided to do for the Yuri Lowenthal, who plays Peter Parker Spider-Man. When he's swinging through the air, he did multiple takes where it sounds like he is like exerting pressure and stuff.
Yeah,
and then,
about that, yeah.
So basically, it can, like, if he's swinging, he'll be like, yeah, that's all right. I just gotta, yeah. But then when it gets to him, like, stopping or, like, getting on a building or whatever, he'll start talking normally again. And it's just, like, little attention to detail that I love. And the fact that I cried at the end of that game because the performances were so solid and because, it didn't just feel like a game. It did feel like a Spider-Man experience. Like, I said the moment that finished, that was the best Spider-Man movie I've ever seen.
I'm very excited to finally play it someday. I still have not touched.
You really need to. You honestly need to.
I need to finish God of War. That's my next PS4 game I plan on doing.
Yeah.
Honestly, God of War ain't got shit.
Damn! All right, we're shots
And
fired.
honestly, probably before God of War, Red Dead 2. I'm behind, guys.
Yeah, I've still got to Red Dead 2. But the only thing that's stopping me from selling my PlayStation right now is Spider-Man and Shadow of the Colossus.
And Last of Us.
And
2.
Yeah, but that'll be coming out on freaking when the PS5 comes out.
But you're a broke boy. How do you plan on buying a PS5?
Oh, I'll have a job by then. I actually applied for a job last night, which
wait, what do you mean you'll have a job by then? What happened to the job you had last week?
Yeah, I don't hear from them anymore. They haven't.
They're gonna call them up here in about 5 minutes and say, hey, do you want to shift right now? Like, you need to come in right now.
There's a great fucking meme going around right now where like a boss texted somebody and they're like, "Hey John, haven't seen you in a couple days. We thought it was one of your jokes when you said suck my dick. I'm out. Can you come in to work tonight?" And I'm like, God, I wish.
But yeah, I applied for a job last night, which was like an IT technician and shit, because like I've done computer stuff for ages, but they were looking very particularly at the skill set. And I was like, look, I don't have everything you need, but give me a little bit of patience, and I promise I will not disappoint you. I went on this whole fucking thing. I sent them an application. I sent them an email. I sort of pushed myself in there because the job is $65,000 a year. You get a company car, a fuel card, all this sort of shit. Yeah, it's fucking tops. And I'm like, if just by some chance these people could give me that chance, I would not disappoint, because you literally just drive around to people's houses and fix their computers. I'm like, fuck me, I do that at this house enough as it is. Why don't I just fucking...
What you should do is, since you're not technically qualified, offer to take like a pay cut.
Yeah,
and still learn it. Because, I mean, even $50,000 a year is still phenomenal. And the company would probably be like, okay, we're saving 15 grand by hiring this guy who's gonna learn, and then we can give him pay raises along the way, or we can spend 65,000 now.
Yeah, like I'm honestly, if I don't hear from them like tomorrow or something, because I believe they'll only be emailing during work hours, which I don't think weekends count. I'll just I'll be like, look, if you are considering me, I'm willing to take a pay cut because $65,000 a year I don't really need. 50,000 would be fantastic. Like the most I ever earned a year was 36,000, and that was at my delivery driver job. And I thought that was fucking top. So I'm like, yeah, I've got money, woohoo!
I've never even made 36,000, so.
You got to remember it's Australian too, so
yeah. But do they have a physical location? Because like you going down there and physically, personally talking to somebody is going to make a world of difference too. Like that's how we hire a lot of people at our restaurant, because you get 100 applications. I want to be a server. I want to be a dishwasher, and like 5 of them will come in and be like, "Hey, I submitted an application," and we're like, "Cool, you're hired. You gave us shit enough to actually come down here. We lost Doom."
Yeah.
No, I'm still here. I'm trying to fix something. It's I don't know I think there's something going on my end.
But yeah, there is a physical location, so maybe like tomorrow I might actually head down there and just be like, hey, look, I applied online, but I really would love this position. I'm willing to take a pay cut, so you guys can sort of have a bit more breathing room with me.
Yeah, 100%.
Once you think I'm fully qualified for the position, then do what you will. Again, I'd be happy on 50,000. Like 50,000 is like sort of like that rate that you want over here to live comfortably for the rest of your life. And I even specified, I'm like, look, I've never had a traffic violation. I've never had a speeding ticket, because you are driving around to people's places and they like to know that you've got the manual license and they're giving you a company car. If they know all this stuff, I've never gotten a speeding fine. I've never done anything wrong in a car because I'm a very safe and good driver. So, letting them know that, they're probably like, okay. No criminal records. Like, I'm fucking clean.
Right.
So
no, my end game goal, because, everybody's like, oh, I'd love to make 6 figures and everything. If I get to a point in my life where I'm making 52,000 a year after taxes, I'm happy. Yeah. Because that's a grand a week. Which is,
exactly.
That's livable easily. Plus some.
That's
so. And don't get me wrong, I'd love to make 6 figures. I'd love to be bringing in $100,000 or whatever. But if I'm making 52 grand a year after taxes, by the time I'm at like career point of my life, I'll be complacent and totally fine with that.
All right, so we got a little off topic on that.
Right.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah.
So your worst voice acting, Chrono.
Yeah.
So worst voice acting. There are a lot of examples of bad voice acting in video games that I can think of. There are very specific parts. But if I'm gonna name one specific game,
I really hope it's not the one I have. I really hope it's not the one I have.
Oh, okay. Because I think it might be, because it's us. It's us. So I'm gonna say one of them, and I'm gonna say Silent Hill 1.
All right, so we're good. We are good then. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Silent Hill 1. Because Silent Hill 1 and 2, they're both very bad, but like Silent Hill 1, it was sort of like the very first step of it, and like it's so like chilled out. Like there's all this bad shit going on, and the main character, he's like, whoa, what's going on? He's like if Keanu Reeves was in the main role.
Yo, Keanu Reeves is a god, okay?
Except more depressed, though. Not as good.
Cheryl, the fuck are you? But like, the first moment that made me realize this is gonna be a bad game for voice acting is when he walks in, the radio starts going. He's like, radio, what's going on with that radio? It's like, fuck. But and then also Final Fantasy X with the laughing.
Is she doing it?
Yeah.
Yeah!
You might as well.
I wanted to test it.
Yeah, like that's why, like, looking at me, like I'm like, wait, I didn't text you, like.
I just randomly, for anybody who listens to this, like in 3 years, whenever this is on Spotify, I texted Doom's girlfriend, who's in the other room, and I was just like, "Hey, Doom needs a beer." And so now they're just looking at each other, so confused.
She literally walked in, and she's like, "I'm like,
it's fucking
here." I'm like, no, I'm all right. And she's like, he texted me. I'm like, the fuck? And then he's like, is she doing it? I'm like, no. So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
That's good.
Hey guys, can we pause for 1 second? For some reason, I've lost video on both of you, and that's why I was kind of fucking around. I don't know what's going on. It just froze, and you guys are just continuously buffering. So I'm gonna drop back. I don't know if it's me or it's you guys. Well, I assume it's me.
I'm assuming it's you.
Yeah, so give me a minute. Let me leave and join right back in.
All right.
and we'll continue where we left off.
Brought to you by not this week's sponsor, Michelob Ultra, and/or Denver Broncos.
There you go. All right, you're back.
What's up? Hello. Good evening.
Top of the morning, tail laddies. My name's Jacksepticeye.
Jacksepticeye. Top of the morning,
Are you drinking a fucking cider? Oh, that's Red's Apple Ale, isn't it?
Yeah, because it's the last one because this shit gives me the worst headaches known to man.
Yeah,
And I got 5 Budweisers left.
There you go.
I'm drinking my famous iced coffee drinks that we've got.
I've got like 36 beers in my fridge right now.
I told you the other day I want a beer.
Well, it
36.
was more like so I'm we'll get back to the topic because we keep veering off, but whatever. It's off topic.
Yeah.
Oddcast, whatever.
Fuck it!
So I've been working on, my social life in Asheville or whatever, and, talking to people and trying to make friends. So we'll, like, be chilling. And, so I'll be texting, and it'll be, like, 9 o'clock, and I'll be like, hey, do we want to hang out? And they'll be like, yeah. And I'll be like, all right, cool, I'll pick up beer. And then something will happen. For 3 nights in a row, something's happened. So I'll drive out, I'll pick up another case of beer, and then I'm on the way to the destination, and I have to cancel. So I just come home, and I'm like, all right, put the beer in the fridge. Next night, I'll try to hang out with somebody different, and I'll be like, all right, I got the beer. Head out. Something fucking work, blah, blah, blah. So I go back, and I'm like, I got extra beer. And then I'm like, okay. So, I mean, it's not really a bad problem to have. It just...
You got backstock. That's the way you look at it. You got backstock.
It won't last long. I'm off on Monday.
Oh, fuck.
Actually, it'll be gone tomorrow night.
No, my thing is, after I'm done with these sets of beers I have now, I'm going back on my very strict limited drinking policy, and I'm going to start going back to the gym because my ankle's been feeling great for the past 2 days. Well, 3 days. So I'm going to try and push myself and go to the gym sooner than expected. And I'm going to hurt myself.
I cannot wait to get back into the gym.
No, I need to. Yeah, we had a... Remember the situation I was telling you about on Thursday?
You told me about 3 different situations this week. I want to say yes.
The one at work. So there's only one at work that I mentioned the other day.
There were 3 at work that you mentioned. Because, yeah.
No, just the one main one.
Yeah, okay. So I'm imagining it's the one I'm talking about, but yeah. Let me guess, you were out of breath from it. You were like, whew, whew. 30 more seconds, so you guys would have had me. Yeah.
Pretty much. I was like, oh, God, this is not fun with this weighted vest. This sucks. So,
yeah,
long story short, we had an officer get jumped on by 3 inmates.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And we, my shift in particular takes care of business. That's all I can really say about the whole thing.
Yeah, coming out of our fucking hood.
Yeah, I mean, the fucked up part is, like, we are outnumbered, like, by a lot. But, like, when shit goes on, it's like, all right, boys, let's fucking get it. Oh, now I know what situation you're talking about. The other one. Yeah, I forgot about that one. It's been, needless to say, it's been a fucking crazy 2 weeks at work since I've been back. Like, it must have been like a full moon or some shit for like these 2 weeks, but everyone's decided they want to pop off. I'm just like, really? You guys couldn't do this when I was fucking healthy and in shape? You had to wait till I fucking had to be like immobile for 3 months and didn't work out at all, you motherfuckers.
Now that would be a fucking tough position to be in, honestly.
Oh, no,
but I feel for you, dude. I mean, with the whole weighted vest and everything, because like since I haven't had time to get into the gym, I was like, all right, I'm gonna get 10-pound ankle weights and just wear those while I'm running around as a server at a restaurant for 8 hours, which, I'm constantly just moving. And it adds up.
Yeah.
Every day I'm fucking sore and tired, and I'm like, why am I doing this?
Well, you gotta remember, I've got the vest, the stab-proof vest, or the stab-resistant vest that I gotta wear.
Right.
I have the boots I have to wear, your tack boots, your tactical boots, which those are heavy in themselves. Then when I get to work, I gotta put on, because I work in lockup, you're supposed to wear a bigger vest around the vest I wear normally, because that's actually a stab-proof vest, but I don't wear that, and it's not my policy, so fuck it, I'll take my chances. And then, of course, I have my gas cuffs and all the keys on me, especially when we're doing, like, wrecking showers and all that shit. So I might have, like, 3 lanyards of fucking big-ass keys on me and shit. That stuff adds up. It's fun, though.
Yeah.
See, all right, so one thing you guys, I mean, Freak probably knows it, but like Chrono, you may not know, like I am a fucking weird person when it comes to violence. Like I don't go out of my way looking for violence or anything like that, but God, when it shows up, I am fucking ready to go.
Yeah.
So, back to topic. Doom, what's your best voice acting?
Really, just gonna fucking cut me off like that?
Yeah, I thought that was the finish. That seemed like a good end off. Continue. You love violence.
All right. So
You love to
my
hate violence and hate to love it. There you go.
Sure. Sounds like a fucking like weird credo. I love to
Bleed for me. I'm so sorry you're bleeding.
Would you like a cookie? But all right. So best voice acting, and it was a toss up, but I'm gonna give the slight edge because of one reason. I'll explain that reason later on here in a second.
What did you say? Because you cut out right there when you said.
I have two games in mind when it comes to best voice acting performance-wise. One gets the nod because there's something annoying that happens in the other game, and it's constant, so it's a knock for me. But my favorite voice acting is The Last of Us, because the story is just so well told. You feel everything that's going on, like between Joel and Ellie. It's just the storytelling and the amount of conviction in what they're saying and how they're saying it. You feel everything, and I don't think I felt that much in a game in a long time. The other game that was close to it was actually one that you'll probably enjoy, Freak, is BioShock Infinite.
Oh yeah.
And here's the thing: you already know what the detractor was. Booker catch.
Yeah. Okay, now that's a bonus in my opinion because it was the best meme of my school because we'd fucking chuck something at each other and be like Booker catch, and they'd always get fucking hit. It was like for a full year just in my classrooms you would just hear like Booker catch and then poof you get hit for something.
I just want to say that I knew Last of Us was going to be your pick.
It actually, like I said, those are my two, and like I said, Last of Us to me. Actually, any Sony game recently, so like God of War, hell, I'll even go with Red Dead too. All right, boy. Which Red Dead's not a Sony exclusive, but like voice acting now has gotten so fucking good.
Well, a lot of that is just also the motion capture to really see and feel the emotion on top of the fact that voice acting is getting better and the fact that they're like, all right, you really got to fucking feel the shit. But then when you see it and it's not an 8-bit expression, just go.
Yeah.
So.
It was like I was gonna say, sorry. Back in the day, like voice acting wasn't as big, and you didn't have huge budgets for video games, so you couldn't just fork out an amount to pay a voice actor. So a lot of the people doing the voice acting, like Silent Hill specifically, they literally just use people on their team who could do it, and then they'd do English translations, and they'd just have someone from Konami just do an English translation of it, and but now
which is a totally valid and reasonable way to do it for that time.
It is. It definitely is. And
plus, then the person is like, "I'm in there. You can hear me." It's pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, hey, look, I'm in a thing. You can go show your family. And then, but like now, it's like voice acting is being viewed as an actual art, like acting is,
right.
Because people just like, oh, you're a voiceover artist. It's like, no, I'm a voice actor. I act. That's the whole point. A lot of people don't get that, and that's what I see with a lot of new voice actors is that they don't know how to act. They just think that they can do a few impressions and joke around, and they're in. But the most important thing is to act, because when I'm in the voice acting booth, i.e. my room, like I'm throwing my arms about, I'm fucking like pointing, I'm like going for it because I'm acting. And I learned that from fucking Robin Williams and
who's a legend.
A few other. Who's a legend.
10,000 years will give you such a crack in the neck.
And but yeah, it's definitely come a long way, voice acting. And in the case of The Last of Us, because they were doing motion capture, they could sort of put themselves into the scene even more, because there's only so much that you can do when you're in a recording booth alone. Because
the other big thing about The Last of Us, and Doom's gonna take over here, is because I want to touch down on it in mine, is who they got to do the voice acting.
Yes, that was
God,
that was a big factor. But and actually it was funny because he did Infinite as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and a few other things like
We'll get to that in a second. But the thing that got me on top of like watching that, and what really got me to like say, all right, that's why. Like I watched a side-by-side comparison and actually a few script readings of The Last of Us, and they did a a script reading, a side-by-side comparison of the game, and then of them actually acting it out during the film capture.
I saw that.
And I was like, wow, I still feel what I felt even with the green dots on their face. Like, I was like, man, that's still powerful stuff. And then they just put it into a game and it didn't lose anything. And that to me meant a lot. Like, there was no, like, sometimes when you transfer mediums, you might lose a little bit of that punch that you were trying to achieve. But that game, just like every punch in the gut emotionally, you felt it. There was no lag in between. So to me, that's why that game always will be near the top of my list.
Like, I gotta say, Naughty Dog are the kings of storytelling in this generation of console gaming.
And
I mean, fucking
Last of Us 2, dude, I can't wait. Oh my god.
Oh, that's gonna be good. And like Uncharted, like they are such
very
good
well
games.
done.
I love Nolan North's voice. He is fantastic. He's a fantastic voice actor. And as they were going along, because he was already a very good voice actor to begin with, his voice acting was fine. But you could see everyone else getting better as it went along. And by the time they hit Uncharted 4, I'm like, fuck me, this feels so good.
I still haven't played Uncharted 4.
Uncharted 4 is the best one in my opinion. It's a tie between 2 and 4. But I think 4, just for the fact that it is the most recent one, it does do a lot of things right.
I heard 4 was great.
I hear a lot of people talk about 3 and 4. Like, it's not 3 and 4, excuse me, 2 and 4 being always the top tier ones to go for.
Yeah, because like 1's a bit dated, and 3 sort of, it had a few moments that people didn't really like. There's a very specific scene where you're sort of hallucinating in the desert, and it takes like 10 minutes, and people.
It was so aggravating.
Yeah. I agree.
I played 1 through 3. Like, I played Uncharted. I just haven't played 4 because it was on the PS4 at the time, and I didn't have one.
But the fucking action set pieces in Uncharted 3 is insane. Like, the very end when you're fucking running and shit's crashing and you gotta, like, jump over shit, and it turns into a Crash Bandicoot game at the end of it. It's fucking sick. But
go figure.
Lara Croft
but from a scoring...
Tomb Raider's incredible. But what's your worst, Doom?
Alright, so my worst... actually, Chrono, did you tell us your worst?
Yeah, that was Silent Hill 1.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I didn't know if that was your official answer on that one. Because you said you had one or two, though, right?
Oh, yeah, I did, but you go first.
Alright, so... this one hurts. This one hurts to say, but if anyone's played the original game, you'll understand why it's the worst. The original Resident Evil. The fucking original Resident Evil. Like,
almost a sandwich.
Exactly. Like, alright, so... I probably told this story 1,000 times, but it'd be 1,001. But I grew up, my next door neighbors bought the PlayStation, the original PlayStation, with Resident Evil when it first came out. That game gave me nightmares because the first zombie you encountered was the green, gray, ghoulish zombie that was munching on, it wasn't Barry. But whomever, it was munching the first time you see a zombie in that game, that motherfucker gave me nightmares.
Yeah, he just slowly turns around and it's like, oh!
Yeah, and I almost lost my shit. And then I watched my next door neighbors play it, and I was only like 5 maybe at the time. And I remember listening to the game, and I didn't realize it was bad until I got older. And I went and replayed it. Yeah, you might want this, Jill, since you're the master of unlocking things. And I was like, oh my god, this is so fucking bad. And I mean, just like you said, like back then, they didn't know any better. Like, it wasn't like it was a genuine skill to be a voice actor. And just like listening to it now, like you said earlier, the key phrase, you were almost a Jill sandwich.
Yeah, that's crazy. And the way it says it too, because it's like, Jill. It's like, why are you saying it like that? What the fuck?
It's so fucking bad.
The opening FMV where he's like, no, don't go!
Yeah.
It's so cheesy.
The live action that they did in the beginning, I was just like, I can't, like, being young, I was like, I don't know if this is good or bad, but I'm gonna watch it. And then, got older, like, oh no.
And none of them looked like their character in game either. It was like a really shitty cosplay competition, and they just threw it out.
So what's funny is if you just look up like video games with bad voice acting, there's a top 25 Resident Evils on it.
Yeah, see, I told you.
Yeah, it is, because it's a bad fucking voice acting. But my other one, it's difficult because it's not a game that I love. But a lot of people couldn't get into it because of the stuff. But the company that make these games, like, they've done plenty of other games similar to it.
Night
Starting
Terror.
off, no. Starting with like a game called Fahrenheit, which was a very sort of cinematic type game. But I gotta put Heavy Rain here because
Yeah, that was also in the top
oh,
25. Jason! Jason!
Yeah. And
Yeah.
at the end when he's running,
Jason?
he's like, Sean! It's just and like there's the detective that you play as, and he's very like, yes, I see the floor here is made of floor.
Yeah,
This is definitely an investigation.
The
And
reason I will never play Heavy Rain is because I know like the really big fucking plot twist regarding that detective.
Yeah, exactly.
It
I
pisses me off.
don't know it, and I wanted to play that game, but it's so late. So
'Cause, like,
You can still do it. It hasn't been spoiled for you. I'll stop talking.
Yeah, there are multiple endings to the game, but all of them still have this plot twist, which sort of bothers me. I'm like, it'd be cool if like one of the endings had like, hey, it was actually this person, or but no, it is the same person, and you're kind of like, aw.
Yeah, thanks,
That's
Watch
fucked.
Mojo.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
Watch
yeah.
Mojo are the worst for it.
I can't help it because they're always like, spoiler alert, and I was like, Heavy Rain's been out for 12 years. I'm not gonna play this shit now. And then I was watching it and I was like, fuck, I wanted to play this game.
Yeah, I've done that.
Big shout out to Watch Mojo though. They're like seriously one of the best channels on YouTube. Like I binge their videos. I'm like, I'm just gonna watch this while I'm eating. 3 hours
that's
later.
exactly what I used to do.
Like-
That's what I used to do.
Because they're like, are you interested in this? Yes, I am.
How did
did
you
you
know? Are
know?
you making these for me?
Yeah, it's
'Cause I'm like,
incredible.
I'm watching Watch Mojo, and then it's like, if you like this, you like this on Miss Mojo, and I'm like, great. Now I've got to convert
You're right. I've got 2 Mojos I gotta watch, and I want to binge you both.
because one of them is like, okay, you know what? I do want to see the top 10s.
They
top
have a
10
third
friend
one that's
moments.
designated to like just straight up games.
Movie.
Like they got Watch Mojo, they got Miss Mojo, and then they got like the
Mojo,
Mojo
Gaming or something,
Plays.
isn't it?
Yeah, and they
Mojo
got a
Plays.
movie one too. They got a movie one as well.
Yeah, like they keep spinning off, and I'm like, fuck.
The amount of money that they are worth, and I remember back in the day watching their early stuff when they didn't hit 1080p videos until like 2016. It was all
Yeah.
480p.
Yeah.
And fucking one of my favorite ones was like the concert disasters and shit that happened. And it was just like,
I
eerie
remember
to me. Yeah, because it just played like that really eerie music in the background. I'm like, people are dying right now, and I'm witnessing it. Woodstock '99. Woo!
Yeah.
Limp Bizkit, break
Woo!
stuff.
I think I saw
Break
like a
stuff!
breakdown of the top 10 YouTube channels. And I think Watch Mojo was like 3 or 4.
It's gotta be.
Yeah. Like they are. You either love them or hate them. You
Well,
really,
the thing
you
is,
really
there's
do.
something on that channel for everyone. Because, of course, there's like PewDiePie on there, which is gaming shit and all that. And then it starts going down, and there's, cooking shit and all that. And then there's just Watch Mojo, and I was like, yeah, I'm not surprised. Like, honestly, I could see them being number 1 in the future just because there's... some of their videos I skip, and so many of them I binge.
Oh.
But,
Yeah, exactly.
that's
Like,
why I want to, like, fashion our top videos, which you still need to do one, because you fucking made the animations, and you haven't done anything with it.
I know.
I feel like a lot of salt here. I feel like there's a abnormal amount of salt.
I think I bring this up every podcast Chrono is on. Make more videos.
It's not abnormal. Hey, how many have I uploaded in like the past few days? I've uploaded quite a few.
3?
And I've got a new.
And I
cover
want to
of
touch down on one before the end of this podcast. It's a pretty fun topic we're going to delve into.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I want to
let's
answer the voice
finish
acting
this.
question.
I was gonna say, let's finish this topic and let's. All right. So, what is your best and worst?
Okay, well, I was able to predict yours. Do you guys have any guesses for what my best is going to be?
Your best voice acting. If you
Yeah.
say Sly Cooper, you're getting a flying kick to the face.
Yeah. In all honesty, yeah. Like, if you say that, I'm gonna fucking drop kick you in the nuts.
Because Sly Cooper, that's like.
Slide to Band of Thieves. No, not really. Not really.
I
Although,
didn't
Kevin
think
Miller,
so.
fantastic as Sly Cooper. But no, that is not my number 1 pick.
All
'Cause
right.
I know the voice acting in that game.
All right. So, if I had to guess, knowing you, and I hope this isn't right, the original BioShock. I hope that's not right.
Yeah,
be incorrect.
I'm trying to think.
Okay. All right. Good. At least because I thought you were gonna go that way. I'm like, how are you gonna do a fucking the best voice acting with a silent protagonist? You douche. That would be something you would
Yeah.
do.
Honestly, because Andrew Ryan's 5 minutes of fame were fucking
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's not a whole like you can't like rest your body of work on 5 minutes.
Yeah, I know. So Chrono, do you have a guess for what my favorite's gonna be?
Better not be. Wait a minute. I think I got it. All right, I'm gonna wait for you to answer. I don't want to spoil it. I think I got it though. I hope this is also not it. I really hope this is also not.
I feel like it's not gonna be.
You just if that's what you just did right there, I know what it is.
Okay, well, I'm curious as to what you're gonna say because I honestly don't know. I don't know what. I'm gonna say Batman Arkham, one of the Arkham games, but it's probably not gonna be it.
Close, but no.
That is not for Gears 3.
Oh, I thought that's what it was. Fuck.
That is because I have a trifecta of answers. One of which I don't count. Well, he was able to pick fucking 2.
Yeah, but it's you.
And I'm about to explain why one of them doesn't really count for me, because Chrono was right, the Arkham games. But to me, with Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill, it's almost just like watching Batman the Animated Series again.
Yeah.
I mean, it was so well done. It was perfectly executed. It was incredible. But to me, I'm just like, all right, it's the animated TV show brought to life. So I've got to find, like, a game.
Yeah.
Enter. I'm probably going to say, because my other tie was BioShock Infinite. But somebody already took that fucking answer.
I didn't take it. I just said that's not my number 1 because of Book or Catch.
But it was your contender and a possible tie. Mine would probably be. I gotta go Gears.
Gears, just the series or
Which
Gears
one?
3?
Honestly, probably the series. But if I had to pick one, it would be 3 because John DiMaggio's just got such a fucking iconic voice.
I know, it's great.
And
he was also a great
he does
Joker,
really well at actually making Marcus not be just a fucking meathead.
Yeah.
And Gears 3 is where they brought in more emotion for Marcus than anybody else, because you had the dad, you had Dom's death. Spoiler alert, sorry, but it's been 9 years.
I just downloaded it on Game Pass.
When he
Thanks,
died,
Mojo.
yeah, I cried when Dom died.
I fully. I'll tell you this. Even though he just spoiled it for you, fuck him. You still owe it to yourself to see how it happens.
Oh, it's incredible.
Yeah, like
it's
like I played Gears 2 back in the day. I downloaded Gears 1. I didn't get the Ultimate Edition because I was like, fuck it, it's 44 gigabytes. Why would I bother? I'll just get the original.
Because they actually changed it. They changed a lot in it.
It makes a difference. I promise you.
Yeah.
Worth it?
Yes.
Shit tits.
But I mean, just you got to see a whole different side of Marcus. I mean, Dom was incredible too because he's dealing with crippling fucking depression, still trying to fight for his brothers and doesn't want to live anymore. You get to meet new characters. Gears 3 did really well with the voice acting. And don't get me wrong, there are plenty of other great fucking voice acting games out there. The reason I'm not going to choose BioShock Infinite as my favorite, just because
Booker Catch!
But you got to acknowledge, and it brings me to another point of just Troy Baker. You talked about Nolan North. I'm going to talk about Troy Baker.
Yeah, Troy Baker's so fucking good.
He did Talion in Middle Earth.
Channel.
He did fucking he was Pagan Min in Far Cry 4.
Really? He was?
He's Pagan Min. He's Joel. He's Booker.
Yep.
Most of the iconic games over the last decade have been
also the Joker.
Troy Baker. He was the Joker in Origins. He replaced Mark Hamill.
He was so fucking good. He was so underrated for that role. He was the young Joker. I think he actually, I'm pretty sure there was an interview with Mark Hamill where they were asking him about the different performances that were done after his. And I'm pretty sure he noted the fact that Troy Baker's was a good.
No, because I remember they announced him and the whole world was up in flames. And I don't blame them because Mark Hamill is the Joker. I don't care what anybody says. That man is iconic. Nailed the laugh, the voice, everything. So when they announced, hey, he's not coming to Origins, everybody was like, fuck this, I'm not buying it. And then there was that convention. It was San Diego Comic-Con. Somebody was like, do the lines. Do the one scene, the monologue for the Joker. And he did it. And everybody was like, oh, fuck, I gotta buy this game.
Yeah, they were like, all right, we'll give him a chance. We'll give him a shot.
And don't get me wrong, I was really happy that Mark Hamill did return for one more game with Arkham Knight. And that was a great surprise because they kept that wrapped up. There was no.
Which I'm surprised they did actually, because I remember talking to you about it.
I had no idea.
Yeah, none of us did.
Yeah.
And I had to Google it for a second because I was like, did they bring Troy Baker back? Because they kept the IMDb under wraps and everything. Like, there was no hints that Mark Hamill was going to be an Arkham Knight. And then I was like, no, that's Hamill's rasp right there.
Yeah, because like Mark Hamill said, he was like, he if Kevin Conroy is going to play Batman, he'll join just like that. But if he's not, he'll read the script and be like, eh. But in the case of this, because it wasn't Rocksteady who did this game, it was the other company, because it was more or less a spin-off,
Warner Brothers Montreal.
game. Yeah, and like they got Roger Craig Smith as Batman, and I think he did a good job as a young Batman. Definitely not as brooding.
Origins did not
Kevin
deserve
Conroy.
the hate. It was very well done.
Oh
it just wasn't
it was very well done.
Conroy and Hamill.
And I like the slower pace to it with the investigations and stuff, and how you used to play it back and stuff like that.
And they added so many extra villains. Yeah,
they did, and it was a lot of fun. And honestly, like I recently re-downloaded Batman Return to Arkham, but I really wish they brought Arkham Origins re-origined or something, because fuck, that was a good game.
Well, supposedly there's a new one coming out.
Yeah, it's been rumored heavily.
Apparently
they're not.
I would love to see it as a like it's an Arkham game, of course. It's the very same sort of concept, but it's Flashpoint.
Oh.
It's Flashpoint Batman, where you play. No, because you play as Thomas Wayne, and the Joker is fucking Martha Wayne. That would be fucking
awesome.
sick.
That'd be cool. I'd be okay with seeing that. Doom and I had a very in-depth conversation about this the other week.
And I don't feel like I get it, I understand it. I'm not about it. Like your idea.
What's that?
Go ahead.
Well, because if you look at their Twitter, from Warner Brothers Montreal, their new thing that they're leaking and revealing, because they've teased the new Arkham game like 13 times by now, which is why I just don't give a shit until I get something palpable. But their latest leak is very similar looking and comparable to the Gotham City Police Department badge. So a lot of the people, there's a few tweaks to it. It's not the identical thing. A lot of people think it's going to be based off of Jim instead of playing as Batman. And I'm like, I'd be okay if we had a Gotham game with elements from like Murdered Soul Suspect and LA Noire and all that shit, and you play as Detective Jim Gordon. And then I was like, what I would have done is after I finished Arkham Knight, I would have started making another Arkham game with Batman and shit, and then continued development, finished it, made a solid, 20-hour campaign, and made this LA Noire thing that I'm talking about. And the only way to get to the new Arkham game or the Batman part is you fucking beat the Jim Gordon part of the series. It would be great post-game content.
I like that idea. I do. I feel like it would be cool to do that in a sense where it's similar to, I guess, like a Grand Theft Auto 5 type thing where you can swap between them. So let's say that, there are certain missions you can only complete as Batman, and other missions you can only complete as, what's going on? You keep...
You'll see in a second.
Okay, alright.
Good, keep talking, just keep talking.
Continue.
Yeah. But yeah, it's sort of like that where you've got missions that you can do as Gordon, and then you got missions that you can do as Batman. And then, I don't know, maybe add a third character in there just for the hell of it. Hey, got a beer. And then maybe add in someone like...
Hold that thought.
Ooh. I would actually be kind of okay with the success of the Joker movie. Let's fucking get a Joker game.
I think that would be pretty cool. But it would be very difficult to do.
Yeah, I don't think you can do a Joker game just because of the complexity of the Joker himself. Like,
give me like a $5 Joker DLC where you get to just play as the Joker and wreak mayhem. Like, not
but the thing is, though, it's not just about the mayhem. There's always something going on there. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you look at any of the good Jokers, it's not just like, I think Heath Ledger kind of described it the best.
Do I look like a guy with a plan?
It's not even that. It's like, it's like I'm a dog chasing a car. I wouldn't know what to do if I actually caught one.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you playing as the Joker and just doing whatever the hell you want, I feel like that's doing a disservice to the fucked up mentality that he actually has, depending on which aspect you're looking at. So I think you playing as the Joker sounds great, but actually doing it, I don't think it can be done properly. And
like I've always thought that it is very hard to construct a game around being a villain because villains are very much planned. You know, they plan things or there's like certain methods to their madness. Whereas if you play as like a superhero, you run around, you beat people up, and then you catch the bad guy. It's a lot easier to construct a superhero game because like for a Joker game, you know, all the stuff that he does, like you've got to have like a fucking mechanic in there that is sort of like a berserker mechanic or something like that, where all the walls start melting, or you know, you're corrupt in the head and you can see things differently. You got to really like, there's got to be a way that you can grasp their sort of mentality into a character, because you can't just make an Arkham game and throw the Joker in it and have a Joker-mobile. It's so much more difficult because we really don't see much of the Joker behind the scenes as much as we do Batman trying to catch him. Right, a lot of Joker's things, it seems like, we've got this, I sprang a trap for you, Batman, and, you know, running around doing his thing. It's a lot harder to capture that because do you know how boring it would be to be the Joker and be like, okay, I'm going to put a shark there, I'm going to put a laser bolt there, and it's going to fucking boom! And, you know, it's a lot harder to do that. It'll be The Sims with the Joker, you know?
I think the only thing I think actually just kind of piggybacking what Freak was saying is if they do decide to do a Jim Gordon kind of tie-off or whatever, you know, spin-off, tie-off, whatever, I would be okay with them doing almost like a Killing Joke game mode. Like...
Yeah.
I mean, granted, as of lately, it's kind of been done to death.
Her reply, I got it. I'm great at my job.
Yeah.
She knows. She's been trained. Anyone that watches, I love her to death. It's just...
Aw, that's the sweetest thing he's ever fucking said about her. And it's
Really?
because she brought him a beer.
Yeah, see? Look, I am the simplest
Welcome
man
to
in
the
world.
South.
Get me a
Did she call
beer.
you a bitch boy yet?
No.
Oh, damn. My plan backfired.
She did. She
Oh,
does it
good.
all the time. She beats me.
Yeah.
But no, back to what I was getting at. Like, I think if you're going to do a Jim Gordon game and it's going to be a detective, I feel like the Killing Joke is a prime suspect, no pun intended, to be a video game, because I feel like there's a lot more that went on in that graphic novel and in the animated movie, if anyone watched it. I feel like there's a lot more that can be explored.
Oh,
and
definitely.
I just don't know if like anything other than that with Jim Gordon can work, because I feel like none of his stories are that compelling compared to the Killing Joke.
You'd have to.
It doesn't have to be his stories necessarily.
It could be a brand new one.
Because you got to factor in just what Gotham is, which is why the TV show was so great. Because I mean, yeah, Batman caught the Riddler and Catwoman and all that. It doesn't mean that GCPD isn't pursuing them and doing their own shit too. There were times that Gordon was in on the bust and brought these villains down too. And there's so many underrated villains that never got limelight in the main series. You know, fucking Calendar Man, Mad Hatter. So there's a huge pool of opportunity that they could pull from.
Well, okay, my idea. I've got an idea for a Batman game that would be really good. You know, it's sort of like vibing on the Commissioner Gordon thing. You play as Barbara Gordon in a wheelchair.
You'd be fucking Bentley in Sly 3.
Yeah.
Really?
You just be Oracle.
Yep. Batman to Sly Cooper. Sold!
So basically, my idea for it is your Barbara Gordon is Oracle, but it's a survival horror game in a sense. Or maybe more like a jump scare fest, because every time Batman just shows up and you're like, fuck!
You have to keep doing that to me, please? Can you
God
stop
damn
that?
it.
There's a door right
Oracle,
over there.
Bruce, I know it's you.
Where did you go?
Yeah, he does that.
That would be awesome.
But the game opens up with you crawling on the ground trying to get away from the Joker because he just shot you in the spine.
So can I just say that Batman, the third Batman, Arkham Knight, in my opinion, was the best.
Arkham Knight was technically the fourth.
Yeah, technically.
You know what I mean, dickweed.
Origins was the third.
You know what I mean?
Origins was the first.
Origins was the first third of the fourth.
All I'm saying is, Arkham Knight had the best entrance of all the Arkham games, in my opinion.
Except
100%.
Just because the first thing you see is his corpse on the table going into the incinerator, and then Scarecrow comes out afterwards. To me, that was awesome.
Yeah, and you're playing as like the random civilian in the diner and shit, and everything's going on. Like you don't even play as Batman for the first 10 minutes. And then
it's
did
great.
you guys go through I can't remember exactly what they called the game mode, but pretty much New Game Plus. Joker wakes up on that table, scared the shit out of me. Like
I
you're
saw
starting
that,
the
yeah.
incinerator to burn him alive, and then he just wakes up cackling at you. I was like, oh fuck,
No,
Yeah.
Mark, no.
Did you guys 100% it and get the
Yeah.
full
I did.
ending?
Yeah.
I did, yeah. That was so worth it because I was like, I can't just let this boy die without knowing what happens next. So
Yeah.
I have to figure it out. So
It was
I
so good.
I 100% it. But the fuck
Haven't
those
played
Riddler
the DLC.
trophies. Fuck the Riddler trophies.
I got
Fuck
all the
them.
Riddler
I hate
trophies
them.
and riddles and challenges and everything in Arkham City and Arkham Asylum. I've yet to do them in Arkham Knight.
Arkham Knight, I got it. I got every single one of them because I 100%ed the trophies as well because I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Actually, Batman Arkham Knight was the
No, I
first
lied. I
one
did because I
100%ed.
100%ed it, and then they brought out DLC, and I was pissed because I was like, "Fuck, you're
Yeah,
not gonna get
'cause
these achievements."
That's literally what happened to me with Assassin's Creed. Is because I was like, yeah, 100% sick, and then I was like, here's a new DLC.
Great
with new
segue into the game that I'm gonna say has the worst voice acting.
Oh, you're gonna go? Okay, go for it.
I already know
It's actually a two-way tie, and both of these series are near and dear to my heart. I fucking love them.
I just want to say, apparently, I know the one you're going to mention. Apparently, the remaster has fixed the acting. So
Was
I've
it
heard.
remastered?
Not of one.
Oh, I thought you were going to go with 3.
No.
Oh, all three. Oh,
Yeah.
3
no.
remastered. Fantastic. I
Is
played
it?
and
Okay.
finished.
3 is a great contender, but that's just because goddamn Connor sucks. But Assassin's Creed 1, because it's just so dry.
It is.
It is.
And why?
So...
You're in fucking Jerusalem. You're in fucking Constantinople, and you have an American British accent. I don't.
Because you're playing as
fucking get it.
Desmond.
Yeah,
There's a
it's
bleed through
literally
effect.
Desmond.
It's okay. You can play as Desmond. I'm gonna forgive them that transgression because they really didn't start factoring in the fucking accents until later. But I mean, just even when you're talking to your master, when you're talking to everybody else, like everything is just cut and dry. There's no anger. There's no passion. I think the most angry he got was at the beginning when he's killing Altair for betraying the Creed. And don't get me wrong, I love 1, but it's the hardest one to play through, and I'm still trying to 100% it and collect all the flags, but it's just...
Was it in your backlog?
Holy
But
shit.
I've got to say, Constantinople in that game still looks great.
Oh yeah, easily.
I don't know. It was
the one that I
something
would
they
tie
could-
with that?
Mm.
Oblivion.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. No. Straight up.
Oblivion's
Even
pretty rough. Like, if you
even
play it now,
Skyrim's
you're gonna be
voice
like...
acting is rough.
Yeah.
I can admit. But Oblivion, oh my fucking god! I
Poor
started
Patrick
that
Stewart.
game ages ago, and I was like, "What happened?"
And don't get me wrong, I'm by no means saying these games are bad. I fucking love both of them. I've put countless hours into them. I'm missing one achievement in Oblivion, but it's going to require like 30 hours of playtime to go get. And I'm just missing the flags in Assassin's Creed. I just haven't done it yet. But the voice acting was not great in those two games.
No, they were not. I definitely say Oblivion was worse. Like Assassin's Creed, again, it was just dry. It wasn't that the delivery was like weird or sounded like, you know, off or anything. It was just it was very dry. There was no emotion behind any of the lines. You know? I
right.
do agree with that.
So we pretty much made all of our best and worst voice acting. So the next one that I mentioned to you, gentlemen, not soundtrack wise, but standalone song. It could be the soundtrack if you want, but I feel like that kind of, you know, not everyone knows the whole soundtrack to every single game, so I kind of narrowed it down to one song. What is the best soundtrack or song of any game you've ever played? Like, what is
Now,
something that...
I know one of you is going to say what I'm thinking right now, so I ain't gonna fucking say it.
Well, this one I was gonna let Freak go first because I pretty much know one of the what's it called, answers he has, and I second that answer 110%. He already knows who it is.
I have 2.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm trying to see if Wolf told me his favorite soundtrack real quick, or song.
I definitely mentioned it to him earlier.
I just got voice acting from him.
That's fine.
Because this was a more difficult one, because when you said song, I'm sitting there thinking of soundtracks and going through the soundtrack, and then we'd logged into the Discord call, and you were listening to the song that you were listening to. I don't know if that's what you're choosing, so I'm being vague.
It's part of one of the answers, so just keep that hush-hush.
And I was like, oh, fuck, so that was a song that was in a game that wasn't necessarily, you know, the soundtracks, then I had to start reevaluating. But I'm gonna stick with my two answers that I've been using for the last 10 years, and that I'll probably use for the rest of my life. The Dragonborn theme from Skyrim, and BFG Division from Doom.
Yeah. Yeah, I knew Doom was gonna appear on that.
Yeah.
But again, those are soundtrack things. Like, I'm sitting here trying to analyze all the songs that are in games, like not part of the soundtrack per se, but like just that pop up. And I'm like, there's so many great ones. I don't know which one really to choose, but all I know is that every time I hear the Fusruta, I'm like, goosebumps. And then as soon as Mick Gordon kicks in with that goddamn guitar, I'm like, goosebumps. And that's why, like, I love what I've heard so far of Doom Eternal's soundtrack that I sent to you on Facebook.
Which I'm not sure if it's real, but I hope it is.
I think it is. Again, I still haven't come through the 30 minutes of leaked shit online, but it seems pretty authentic. It's got his style, the sound, and everything. Even if it's not, it's a fucking banger. But BFG Division and the Dragonborn theme are probably my two favorites. Until I can think of a better answer, but I don't think anything's really going to top those songs of the last decade. You got so many JRPGs with these great soundtracks, but like just individual songs that stand out.
Persona 5 is so fucking good with their soundtrack.
I've never played a single Persona game.
I've heard that from a few people.
Somebody
else. Who's next?
Oh, it's Chrono. You want to go ahead, or you want me to go?
Yeah, I'll go because so for I've got two good ones, and the first one I'm sort of going to rule out because of the fact that I've said it so many times. Again, I'm an advocate for it, but the soundtrack to the Spider-Man PS4, it's fucking awesome. I remember when that game came out. When I was working at Burst and doing delivery driving and stuff. I would literally just have the soundtrack on my Spotify playing throughout the entire day because it's just so good, and it would hit like the epic heights and stuff like that, and I'll be like, ah! But you know, I'm gonna rule it out because of the fact that like I've said so much about Spider-Man PS4 at this point. It just means go fucking play it. But the one I'm gonna say, because of the fact like it always has affected me in a very weird way. It makes me feel surreal. It gives me a sort of like sense of calmness, but then also urgency, and I'm like, fuck, I'm freaking out now. Silent Hill 2.
Yes!
Silent Hill 2.
Yes!
Oh my fucking god.
I love mandolin.
Laura, Promise, the mandolin, yeah. Fucking, there's the ones where she's like, dum, 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 dum.
Yes.
I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And like the theme that you hear when Pyramid shows up for the first time, it's like, ah! I'm like, oh god, oh fuck, and it's so freaky. And it's just one of those things where it's like someone took a microphone, went to an industrial location with steel everywhere, and just pushed shit off high ledges and just let it hit the ground. And then, because oh my god, Silent Hill 2.
Yeah,
again,
Silent
it's so relaxing. But then the next moment you're like, I just shit myself. I can't.
Everywhere, shit.
Everywhere is just shit. And in context with the game itself too, like especially when, you know, you're like, am I safe right now? Like, I've literally killed everything in the area, but am I still safe? And there's that one specific room in the apartment complex where when you walk in it, the music just changes immediately, but there's nothing in there that's going to get you. The music just changes to a very...
Is that the one where you see the mannequins and Pyramid Head? Is that the one you're talking?
No, there's just another room that you walk in entirely. I'm pretty sure it's the one with the clock puzzle, I think. But you just walk in, and the music just changes, goes... It's like really like... Because it's silent outside of that room, but then you go in, it's like creepy music plays, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm safe. I don't know what to do. What do I do? And
well, it was funny you mentioned that because that's like before video games started doing musical cues when an enemy was coming through.
Right.
Like it's before it started getting like super popular. Like of course, that's always a thing, but it's before like Resident Evil. Like as soon as something would show up, the music would start and then it would end. With Silent Hill, you always had that. Wait, there's still music going on. What the fuck's around me? What?
yeah.
Hold on, wait a minute. And I think that's one of the reasons why I always loved that game, because psychologically that game fucked you up because you never knew exactly what was going to happen or how it was going to happen. I think that's probably
why I'm excited to play these old ass games with like the things ingrained in my brain that I have now, like musical cues and everything else. Because I'm gonna play it and I'm gonna be like, I'm safe. I'm not safe.
Yeah,
dude,
it's
especially
real
Silent Hill 2.
it's a real good trick. Like with Silent Hill, with the Silent Hill series, like when I first played it, I'm like, I'm gonna kill everything. But then when I played it the next time around, I'm like, anything outside of a building, I'm just gonna leave. I can run faster than them.
Yep.
And because in Silent Hill 1, when I first played that, I think I lasted 5 minutes before quitting because I kept getting chased by the big flying bastards, and I couldn't kill them. I'm like, what's going on? But then I learned just run, go behind the trees and run. You know, just stay safe. And then Silent Hill 2, easy to get away, but.
Well, I still think like with Silent Hill 2, just as a side note here, I remember the first time I played it, and you got the radio, and the radio would always like fucking start going staticky and crazy and making all that noise and shit, and then you run into your first forgot what they're called, but the armless creatures that are like this, and they look like a straight jacket, and they fucking spit fucking that spew at you. Yeah. I was like, oh my god, what the fuck? Like, I think I had to be like 13, no, because that game came out in 2001, right?
Silent Hill 2 was 2002, because 2004 was Silent Hill 3. I'm pretty sure 1999, 2002, 2004.
So then I was about like 12 or 13 when I actually played the game, because I played it like shortly after it came out. And I didn't like it initially, but as I got older, I was like, wow, this game is actually really fucking good. And then like that, it creeped me out, and that's why I never played it.
Yeah. Sorry, it was 2001.
So okay, so it was 2001. So yeah.
Yeah, because Silent Hill 3 is 2005, and then Silent Hill 3 was 2003, and then Silent Hill 4 was 2005, and then the series went down. Yeah.
And Silent Hill 3 is, to me, is an unsung hero of that franchise. Just want to put that out there.
It is. Like, I like Silent Hill 3. Silent Hill 4 is where a lot of people left it. They changed too much. But there are so many... the room. Oh, there are so many creepy moments of Silent Hill 4 that is... it is ridiculous. Like, you've got that whole safe room portion of it where you're like, yeah, I'm safe in here. And then they start throwing shit at you, and you're like, oh, okay, I'm not safe anymore. It's like if you were playing Resident Evil, and you're like, okay, I'm going to go to the safe room and put my stuff in. And with the fucking tyrant's just like, what's up, bro? And walks in. And it's like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's exactly the feeling.
So what are your picks, Doom?
So for me, all right, so I got to kind of narrow it down, and hard for me. So all right, so here are some of the contenders. Obviously, the Doom soundtrack. Yours is BFG Division. I think mine is Rip and Tear. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Rip and Tear on that one. If I had to choose, the Last of Us opening screen, the acoustic song, to me that was just like, it's a very good tone setting song.
I have two more I want to circle back around to. I'm just trying not
to that's fine. And one that you guys probably will not even think was on my radar, the what's it called? Street Fighter V original intro.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The Street Fighter V original intro was so fucking heavy and genty. I've
not heard it. Hold on, I'm gonna listen to it.
Yeah, hold on. I'll pull it up.
I gotta make sure it's the right one.
Okay.
I gotta make sure it's the right one though. So hold on.
Make sure it's the right one, and then I'll pull it up, and I can screen share it so that the podcast can hear it too. While you're doing that, I'll circle back around real quick. This one I wouldn't say is probably my favorite, but
well, hold on. There's one more that I had on top of that, and it's what I was listening to when I came on stream. Hoodoo You Voodoo from fucking Dead Island. The Hoodoo You bitch.
That song's so fucking good.
When you come into Dead Island and that's the song that plays, I was like, oh shit, like what the fuck, it was so goddamn good, man.
But yeah, such a good song.
If only I didn't like Dead Island. Like, I've played it. I've tried to play it about 4 times, and I've owned it 3 times because
I've never beaten it. I've owned it twice, and I'll play like 30 hours, get distracted, side quests and all that, but I've never sealed the deal on the game.
By the way, I sent you the correct link. By the way, sent you the correct link for Street Fighter.
Because when I played it, I was like, okay, cool. The trailer really hyped it up to be something different. But then you play and you're like, oh, this is man, it just got really boring to me. And then Dead Island Riptide came out, and I was like, oh, this is played Riptide. Worse. Riptide's awful. Riptide was the first R-rated game I ever got, and it bored the hell out of me even more so. And then the announcement for Dead Island 2 was, and I was like, okay, cool. This actually looks different, And then, we haven't gotten it now. Yeah, where the fuck is it?
All right, let me see if I can turn on screen share here real quick.
So I got this game for free via GameStop, and literally, I was like, it's free. I really don't care about it. And then, sure enough, I heard this intro song. I was like, oh fuck, I'm ready to fight something.
To those listening in the future on Spotify, this is the Street Fighter V main menu.
There's nothing.
Woo!
Yeah, we don't hear it on our end.
How do you not hear it?
We just don't hear it.
Oh, well. It's picking up on the Streamlabs, so I'll give it just a second.
But yeah, now do you understand why I like it so much?
Yeah, that's a good intro. That's a good fucking intro.
I'll give
I
it a
told
listen.
you.
I'll give it a listen right now.
Hey, you should have been able to hear it through that. I don't know why. I'll probably some fucking audio settings that I'll mess with, and then in 2 weeks have to change again.
Do you want me to send it to you, Chrono?
Who
Yeah,
Do You
yeah, it's
Voodoo
good.
was fantastic. And that's when I started thinking about songs that were like in games, which brings me back to BioShock Infinite again with the Easter egg song of The Circle Remains Unbroken.
Yeah.
That one, I wouldn't put it up there as the best, but that was just such a cool fucking 3 minutes because it's a full-blown song. And you just sit down and you pick up the guitar and you start playing, and she brings out the little kid and everything and feeds him bread, and it's beautifully sung, beautifully performed, and I was like, this is really cool.
Can we just take a moment to recognize the Fallout franchise?
The entire fucking series
Yeah.
of soundtracks? Yes.
The Fallout franchise? That was excellent. And then the Halo original.
Oh!
Yeah, okay,
he heard
just
the
the
drop.
part,
He
yeah.
heard the drop.
Oh! That's fucking sick!
Yeah.
Oh!
I mean, there's so many
Yeah.
great soundtracks out there. Halo, of course, stands out with the choir, and even the
Dude, I think I broke Chrono.
yeah.
Oh.
See, that makes me happy that I can show you guys this, that you guys didn't know anything about it.
Yeah, well, I'm not a Street Fighter fan. I'm a Mortal Kombat and Justice guy. I don't like Tekken. I don't like Street Fighter. I don't like Soul Calibur.
I felt
except
like I
for
was just listening
Yoshimitsu.
to old intervals. That was awesome.
Yeah,
That was like old
thank you.
intervals.
That's what
That
I
was so
said.
good. That was so good. I love that. That was so, like, I felt it in my soul. That is fucking... Why is that so fucking good?
The other one I
I'm
want to
actually
mention,
shook.
and Doom has heard me talk a lot about this game, and I cannot stress how fucking great this game was, and I'm very excited for next month because the sequel finally comes out. The main menu theme to Ori and the Blind Forest
Yeah.
is so, like, I loaded it up, not expecting much, because I was like, whatever, indie game, big whoop, and that soundtrack just hit. Like, I had goosebumps instantly, like, my eyes were watering. I was just like, this is about to be emotional as fuck, isn't it? This is about to, like, hit. And it's just a great start to a great adventure. Like, the soundtrack to Ori and the Blind Forest is up there with Skyrim and Doom. It's just so well performed and top notch. But
Uh-oh.
speaking of music,
Oh, shit.
Eminem dropped a new album.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And what I love about this man is he's so fucking rich and famous that he doesn't have to do the whole build-up that a lot of the bands that we like to listen to where, like, here's a single 9 months out. Here's the second single. Like, get hyped for our album. He's just like, all right, here you go.
Here you go.
20 songs.
Here it is.
Enjoy. Okay, bye.
It's,
And everybody was like, wait, what?
It's crazy you mention that because, like, literally, I went to bed, woke up to, like, all my socials, like, oh my god, Eminem just dropped a new thing, and then I actually watched the video that Chrono reacted to, like, pretty much right after, and it was already at 17 million views.
Yeah.
Within, I believe, like, 10 hours or something like that.
I
Yeah,
woke
it
up
was
to a comment because I'm logged into the channel, obviously, on my phone. And so it's like, new comment on your YouTube channel. And I had posted a reaction video to a lesser-known band earlier that day. And I'm reading that, and I'm going,
Wait.
This
Was
makes-
it what? Wait, was it Sleep Token? Did you react to Sleep
no,
Token yet?
it was Memorist.
Okay, just checking.
But
I know who it was. I'm being a dick.
I know, and I'm being a dick back. I was reading the comment, and I was going, this makes no fucking sense to what I reacted
Yeah.
to. What is this? And then I clicked on it, and it pulled up the video, and I was like, Oh shit! What?
Oh.
So my first time actually listening to anything new Eminem wise was watching Chrono's reaction video.
Yeah, same.
And
Just about.
all
That's
I'm gonna
pretty sick.
say, because I think I've got like 7 songs left to go on the album. The single that he's got right now, "The Darkness," is
Yo, that
incredible.
Oh.
And a lot of people are complaining because they're like, I don't like slow Eminem, and I'm like,
How do you not like slow Eminem? Stan! Fucking Stan!
Stan's great.
Cleaning out my closet. Fucking...
fantastic.
I'm sorry, Mama.
But
I never meant to hurt you.
I was just listening to it and watching the video, and this is why Eminem's still the greatest. The things that he does with his words, the fucking double entendres, the wordplay, and the because it's literally a story of social anxiety that is the story of the fucking Vegas shooter. And
which when I said that, when I was like, oh, okay, I get it. It is, you know, the sort of anxiety.
I saw
and stuff
you
like that.
get confused for a second because he made the line about vomiting and reaching for the Scope, which is a brand of mouthwash over here. I don't know if you guys have it in Australia, but then he reached for the Scope on the sink,
Yeah.
like a rifle scope,
okay.
and your eyes were, you were like, what the fuck?
Yeah, because at first I was like, okay, I get it. It's a whole anxiety thing. Famous, and then like all because like I was hearing all like the gunplay and stuff like that with the words, and I was like, yeah, it's just, you know, a metaphor. And then it kept going on. I'm like, oh fuck, no, it's metaphorical and literal.
Yeah.
When I saw the dude and he was like opening the blinds and whatnot, I'm like, oh.
Well, they keep it all the same because like he's wearing the same hoodie, so you know M's pacing around getting nervous, and then he just takes it off and it's not Eminem, and you're like,
Yeah,
I know.
oh
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, that's
And
when
the
it
guy
clicked
they
to me.
got
I
to
was
do
like,
it
oh,
was
God.
crazy. Like, looks pretty much exactly like the Vegas shooter.
I know.
But just incredible song. I'm pretty sure he's probably gonna get a lot of shit for it or hate for the video or something. But again, he makes enough money that it doesn't matter. There's another song on that album called Godzilla.
Oh, Godzilla, the fucking flow, dude. Fucking flow.
yeah.
At the
So
end of that.
I'm not
was-
too big into rap. I love Eminem. I recently have discovered and fallen in love with NF. I do actually enjoy Juice WRLD, and it's a shame that he passed away. So when I saw that Juice WRLD was on this track, I thought that was really cool. And so I'm listening to it. I'm like, all right, it's cool. You know, it's chill, whatever. And the last like 90 seconds of that song just makes Rap God, because everybody was like, oh my God, when he's like,
I know.
Yeah.
oh my God, Rap God. I'm like, listen to Godzilla now. Rap God sounds like a
Yeah,
3-year-old
he
learning how to
fucking-
read. This guy just goes off for 90 seconds at light speed.
Yeah, it was
It is.
He
crazy.
fucking took God. He took Rap God and shoved it in a ditch and was like, "I'm
Yeah.
tired of everyone being like, oh, it's a sonic speed. I'm tired of everyone thinking that that's the fastest. I can go better."
Oh yeah, and don't get me wrong,
He's
Rap God's a great song. I loved that flow too, but just
He shit on his own song. To
Oh, yeah.
fucking up his own song. It was
And-
fucking
Yeah.
crazy.
I love it because Eminem's, I want to say almost 50.
No,
He's fucking he's
in his
45, I think.
40s.
he's in his
Eminem.
40s, not 50.
No, I said almost, not. He's 47 years old.
47,
Jesus Christ,
yeah.
he is almost
He
50.
is almost 50.
Shit.
Yeah, fuck me.
And he's just getting pissed off at the
He's becoming
fucking...
that old.
Yeah, he's becoming an old angry
crotchety
guy.
man.
Yeah.
He's becoming that old crotchety man. Like, get the fuck off my lawn! But
Yeah,
he's doing it in rap version.
He's
know
like,
what
you
I'm
guys
saying?
all keep shitting on me and you want to keep taking shots, and I'm telling you to stop.
He's
and
like,
I'm just sitting
what's
here
his name?
going, don't.
He's like Clint Eastwood at the end of fucking
Gran
Gran Torino.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Jesus Christ, man, he's gonna fucking shoot them
No,
all.
and it's incredible. And some people are like, oh, there's only like 4 good songs on it. And I've listened to, like I said, I think I've got like 5 or 6 left. And they're all great. They don't all hit as hard as Stan or, you know, Will the Real Slim Shady, but it is a good album. And I just love that he just doesn't give a shit. He doesn't need to do marketing. He's like, I'm Eminem. I don't care about these other 19 rappers that are dissing me. I guarantee you, watch, I'll drop an album, and like Doom said, fucking 18 million views in 10 hours. The guy is still a rap god. And Doom and I and you, we're all metal musicians. We listen to a lot heavier shit, and we're still sitting over here going, oh, fucking Eminem!
But
Yeah,
the crazy
literally.
part is, all right, so I want to like backtrack like what about a year and a half. So when I first moved into this house that I'm in now, he came out with Kamikaze,
Yeah.
which was the album. He did the exact same thing. He didn't tell anyone
Just
he was
dropped
working
it.
on it.
It
Just
was midsummer.
dropped
Yep.
it. And I remember I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to listen to this. And I had trouble listening to this. Actually, thinking before I had like Spotify Premium or some shit, and I couldn't listen to it all the way through. So I only heard like songs here and there. And then one day, I went to the gym and I was just like, well, fuck it. Now that I got the Spotify, I'm just gonna go through the whole album. And I was like, holy fuck, this album is underrated. People are talking about it, and this is when he started taking shots at everyone that was taking shots at him.
Yep. Everybody talks shit about Kamikaze. They're like, it's a weak album. It's not Eminem, and I'm just like,
It is an unsung hero in the rap world, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Especially him going after the fucking mumble rappers. I miss the fucking late 80s, early 90s rap where actually they had something to say, like NWA and shit like that.
Yeah.
But I digress. We're not going to go that far. But no, my thing is like, he did Kamikaze, and it was like, oh shit, he reignited. He's back to where he was, Curtain Call and all that kind of shit. Not what was the album before Kamikaze with I'm Not Afraid and all that shit.
There was Recovery, Revival. I hated those albums because they were so commercially friendly, and that's why I lost sort of interest in it, because it was at the point of Curtain Call and Encore, Eminem Show. That's when I grew up. Like, I got my first album when I was 5 years old.
Fact. Love that song. But
I'm going to come.
No, I mean, he gets a lot of shit for his Recovery or Relapse album. I can't remember which one. And I mean, they're all good. They're not necessarily bad, but it's like you said, some of them got more radio friendly. But I still love that he rapped about real shit and his addictions and all that. Because Eminem's gone through a lot of shit.
Damn right.
But for the mumble rap game is stupid. That's why I've really nonstop for the last 3 weeks just been blasting NF. Doom, listen to him, doesn't hate him.
I've listened to NF.
Eminem took shots at him in one of his songs too. And
really?
Yeah. I can't.
Because didn't NF come out publicly and say something about Eminem, saying that he's not in it for the music anymore or something shit like that?
I don't remember the details because there's a whole bunch of rap drama. NF has publicly stated that Eminem is his favorite rapper. That is who he grew up on. That is his main inspiration, and it shows in a lot of his songs.
Absolutely.
NF does not like to be compared to Eminem. He's like, I do my own thing. I've made my own thing, and he has. I've listened to his entire discography. The man doesn't cuss once. He does his own thing. He's got great, real lyrics.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. I don't mean to cut you off, but any white rapper, I don't care who it is, always gets compared to Eminem.
Yeah.
Because we are the minority in that music, and that's fine. That's all well and good. But no matter who they are, it doesn't matter if they sound fucking light years different than Eminem or whatever. If you're white in the rap game, you always get compared to Eminem, and unfortunately. Yep. Eminem is one of the best in the fucking business, hands down. Yeah. One of the best. And
which pisses a lot of people off, too.
Oh, yeah. Especially if you, what's his name? From the Breakfast Club. It's going to piss me off. But, I know his name. Charlemagne. Fuck. That's his name, but, that he has I forgot his whole rap name, but it's Charlemagne the God or something like that. And he always says, Eminem's just a visitor, or he's not in the rap game. He's just a visitor. I'm like, well,
Eminem redefined and rebuilt the rap game. You guys are riding on his tailcoats,
Yeah.
And another thing I would like to say too is with all this fucking beef and all that shit, I miss the old days of fucking people going back and forth and actually dissing each other on fucking songs. For example, back in the day when NWA was breaking apart, Ice Cube did his own thing. MC Ren was doing his own. Well, actually, MC Ren was still with NWA. NWA did a diss track on Ice Cube when he left NWA, and then Ice Cube came back with No Vaseline towards NWA and fucking dissed all of them. All of them, and I was like, we need that again. We need that beef, that vitriol between the rap games where they can go back and forth. Not the shootings and all that shit. Get the fuck over yourself with that. I love hearing when there's beef, especially with metal bands too.
But the problem is, all these rappers are trying to go after the wrong fucking guy. Have beef with each other. Going for Eminem because you think it's gonna make you famous. It makes you famous for a year, and then you just disappear. And my other thing,
SoundCloud rappers that just do that shit.
Oh yeah, my other thing about NF complaining about being compared to Eminem is, dude, he's one of the greatest. Just take the compliment. You said he's your favorite rapper. If I'm saying you sound like him, I can acknowledge that you sound different and that you're not Eminem. Just move on. But I mean, everybody keeps trying to go after Eminem. Fucking Nick Cannon did a diss track on Eminem. Did 3, and he's pissed that Eminem won't respond. And I'm just like,
Really, Nick?
Because
Is that what
You
you
were
want?
relevant
no
during
point.
Drumline. You're a TV show host now, dude.
Yeah.
Get over yourself.
Yeah.
The funny part is like all this stuff. Like, I just want good music to come back.
Yeah.
Like good rap
Yeah.
music, and like NF is good. Don't get me wrong. But now like with the rap game, like name me an artist besides J. Cole, Tech Nine, and oh shit, I'm forgetting like two of them.
Don't forget Lil Nas X. He fucking redefined the rap game. Honestly, I like Panini. I think that's a
You
fucking
would.
bop.
I feel like your favorite is Lil Dicky.
That fucking what was that song? That Planet Earth song or whatever?
Yeah.
I'm like, that's fucking fire. I love that song.
But I want this mumble bullshit to fade away. Everyone
Goose again.
Yeah. I want the rap game to actually talk about shit again. To tell me how you're feeling and what the fuck's going on. Not like, oh, bitches, money, Bugatti, this, that, and the other. Yeah, you can have a fucking sick ass beat and all that kind of stuff, a good ass flow, but if you got nothing to say, I'll forget about it by the next month.
If these like
Which is why I
SoundCloud
love
fucking mumble rappers and shit, if they sang like about what they really were like, experiencing, they wouldn't be singing about like, oh yeah, got gold chains or whatnot. They would literally be singing about the fact that they have nothing to live for. They failed school and shit like that because they think that they can get famous just by singing about the fact that they may have a lot of money and all that. And it's like, I have seen, there was this really shitty SoundCloud rapper. He made a music video, which he spent like, I think $300 to get together. No. Like, it was legitimately like even worse than, but he spent a small amount of money just to get a set, like, ready up with the cameras and stuff. And then he rented a Lamborghini so that way he could, use it to film and stuff like that. And he was like, hey, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do burnouts in the Lamborghini, and we can film that and add it into the video. It's a rental. It's a fucking rental. So what do you think's going to happen when the rental company finds out you're doing skids in a fucking rental Lamborghini? He got in a fuckload of trouble, and he didn't last long. The whole song was about him, like, he's like, yeah, I got bitches, I got money, I got chains, I got this, I own a strip club, I own my car, and just all that shit. But none of it was true, because he literally just wanted to do it for the fame. Instead of doing that, why not sing about what's bothering you? Why not, talk about world issues that are actually affecting people? Not about the fact that you think that you've got bitches, when really it's just fucking high school groupies that can't let go of you.
Oh, sorry. Just remember, the other one I was talking about was Kendrick Lamar, so that was the other one too.
Kendrick Lamar's great.
I love Kendrick Lamar.
His new album's apparently supposed to be like metal influenced or something too, isn't it?
Really?
I have yet to listen to the new Mac Miller album, and I'm very intrigued by it.
I don't care about Mac Miller. I'm sorry. I've never liked him. There's nothing there for me.
I was never big on him, but any post-death release type thing, I'm always intrigued by.
Yeah, it's usually like a lot of demos and shit that they never finished or whatnot.
Yeah,
and then they just
so I just kind of want to see what they did with it. A lot of Mac Miller fans, I should say, are loving it. Again, I was never big on him, but I do want to see what they did with it since he passed and somebody else finished it.
Well, I want to actually bring into the game. It's like sort of rap, it's sort of not. It's got a bit of rap in it. It's got a rap influence. But have you guys listened to anything by Fever 333 yet?
Nope.
Yes, I have.
Wait, that's
Let Live. If you know the band, Let Live.
Yeah, it's Jason Butler's new band. Yeah, because he's got Blow Me and what was his main? Made in America. Yes, I do know Fever 333 because I'm mad that he shaved his beard.
Yeah, exactly.
The man had a beard of gods.
Yeah, he did. He did, and then he shaved it. He shaved it, and now he looks like a bit of a delinquent. And I'm like, oh, okay. But the song "Burn It" and "One of Us," those are the songs that got me into them. They're fucking fire, and they've got like good messages behind it. Because I didn't realize that he had a African American father and a white mother. So when he was singing about like, oh, my brother's gunned down or whatever stuff, and he's like, there's a line that he says like, got a voice like Malcolm, got hands just like Ali, talking about fighting it back against, the police and corrupt sort of shit. I'm like, hang on, is this dude African American? And then I found out. I was like, oh shit! And then when I listened to it, I started to get every message, and I was like, oh, okay.
I never knew his dad was black because he doesn't look mixed at all.
No,
Really?
he
You
looks
don't think
completely
so?
white.
No,
If
like
anything,
he's like
he looks
100%
more.
white.
Yeah, he if anything, he's got more like Italian in him a little bit, with like
What
a
the
sort
fuck are
of
you trying
odd
to say,
skin.
bro? What the fuck are you trying to say, bro?
Shut
I'm not
up.
trying to say nothing, man. Just fucking shut your damn mouth, eh?
Yeah.
I don't know what accent I was.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, but
Oh, you know what? I can't do the accent unless I try harder. I can't.
that's
Yeah.
not even close.
No, that's not close.
Let me
Shit.
see. Let me see.
Damn. I gotta work on that because I got a fucking gig coming up soon. I gotta be you.
Fuck!
But yeah, no, Fever 333.
Who the fuck is this guy over here on the fucking screen that I'm looking at that thinks he's gonna be? Who the fuck is this guy? Huh?
I'm sorry, man. I just wanted to play a part, man. I'm just an actor, please.
But no, I love Let Live.
Dude,
Yeah.
Let Live is so underrated. I'm sorry. Fuck. What's the name of it? I turned you on. 27 Club. That's the name of the song. 27 Club is my favorite song by them, hands down.
Mine is Elephant, just because that's the one that got me into them from Forza Horizon. And after that, I saw a whole bunch of others, like a Ghost Banshee and all that. But they were fantastic. And I'm really sad they broke up. Because they just had such a different style.
Yeah, they did.
Like, they weren't rock, they weren't metal, they weren't screamo, they weren't heavy, they were Let Live. And
Yeah.
that was the best way you could describe it.
And that's very similar with Fever 333. Like, you can't just call them a metal band because there's influences in there that are very not metal.
Oh, 100%.
It just mixes really well. And his voice is just so clean.
It's very unique and well
done. And his scream is very much that sort of
energy.
Like Architects. It's very Architect style with like the very like yelly screams and
right
because it's like a Fry but very clear and like high. Like trying to do that, like I can't do it without doing that Architects type scream or the Dance Gavin Dance type scream because it isn't just him doing a Fry high. It's him fucking putting all this emphasis on it, and it's just so insane. I watched a live show the other night of Fever and all that. I'm like, he's keeping up the energy because I've always learned as a vocalist, you got to go 70% live. You can't go 100% because you'll kill your fucking. You got to pull back on everything because like in my like when I'm practicing and warming up, I literally just go song by song by song, just practicing and stuff. And I've learned to pull back, and then only at the parts like a breakdown or somewhere where there's like a really like isolated scream or something like that. That's when I push it. That's when I'm like, yep, 100%, 70%, 100%.
See, the funny part is that you mentioned that is like when you do like a mosh call or anything like that, it never failed for me. Just being on stage and all that kind of stuff. Like we had one song that we'd open with, and it was like a heavy chug riff. Easy way to explain it: heavy chug riff, and then I would have a very distinct mosh call. It was an intro song. It was a very short intro song, and essentially it was chug riff, mosh call, chug riff, tail out into hey, we're blah 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 blah. We're from blah 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 blah. This song is called blah blah blah, and it never failed because all right, so story time here. I'm gonna do a quick detour here.
Story time with Doom.
No,
so
freak.
That's
Don't fucking take my shit.
Story time.
I've only done 60 episodes.
No one cares.
Oh, a lot of people care. Thank you.
Yeah, actually, just to quickly jump in there, when I typed up gamers at a round table, the first thing that pops up is the toll. So
yeah,
continue.
I'll shut the fuck up. So no, like the funny part is like like all my old band members used to make fun of me like regularly because what would happen is like I have very bad stage fright.
Yeah.
And I have to get pissed off to get on stage, like legitimately pissed off. I start remembering shit from like the 4th grade, like, oh, you're fat, your pants are too short.
What?
Yeah, like all that kind of stuff. Like I just start like fucking like the fishes start swimming into our fucking brain. It's just like, oh my god.
It's hilarious because I sent him
time.
that cover of The Witcher, and he's like, oh, you're wearing fucking sunglasses inside. I was like, well, that's because I've got like a stage fright thing with vocals. Like guitar, I'm fine with. And he's like, get mad. I was like, get mad to The Witcher?
Yes, get mad at it. But it's funny because like I have to get mad, especially to do my style of vocal too, because like some of the songs we had with Ritual, somewhat personal, just things I had going on at the time, and so it helped if I was mad, and it like the vocal performance actually did better with me being pissed off.
Yeah.
So I used to. Go ahead.
Also, I was gonna say if you're nervous too, it makes it harder to scream. I've noticed. Yeah.
And one of my biggest things was I used to listen to one of my favorite bands, Lorna Shore. They had they have a fuck. I always butcher the name when I say it. The Maleficum, whatever. There was an EP they put out, and they had a song called oh fuck. Literally, if I didn't say it, it would be there.
Sounds like a Panic at Disco song.
Yeah, right. Well, if I didn't say it, it would have been there. But there was one specific song off that EP, Accumulatory Genophage. That's what it was called, Accumulatory Genophage, and that song.
Okay. So I was gonna say, someone just opened up an encyclopedia and was like, boom, that's a name.
Yeah, right. Fucking Tom Barber, you son of a bitch. So straight up, like I would listen to that song, and they had doing that whole thing that I would practice right before I go on stage. I'd put my headphones in, I'd walk around the venue and just kind of start bobbing, getting ready, and I would start humming it. Then probably about like 10 minutes before I go on stage, I'd start screaming it in the fucking like the back rooms and shit. So all of a sudden, like I just start fucking belting out notes, and my fucking drummer Jamie, I love him to death. He would start like pointing and laughing at me and making fun of me. He's like, "Really? This is what you're gonna do? You're gonna get on stage? You're gonna get mad? Is that what you're gonna?" I'm like, "Yeah, I am. Shut up. Don't judge me."
Yeah.
But like, so like, it's always funny to me, like when you're talking about like the vocals and the mosh calls, and like literally as soon as I would go up, our first song was a mosh call, and like so you'd hear the chug riff. I would get up, start moving people around, and then it would just be silence. I'd be like, boom, mosh call, and then fucking huge ass fucking slow gnarly breakdown. It never failed. I would never get it 100% every night.
Yeah.
Someone happy would be like, "Bruh," and be like, "Ah, fuck," you know?
What the
What's
fuck?
his face? When he sounded like Marge Simpson.
Yeah,
Who was that? Yeah. Oh, I fucking had that. Like, when my voice is dead. Like last night, because when I was filming the because I was doing Mikasa by Veil of Maya again.
Yes.
I did sing it better. Except on the second chorus, I actually align the stones. Like really, like I sounded Canadian, and it was awful. So I'm gonna have to re-record that. But I even
like the stones over there, don't you know?
Yeah, align the stones over there. And freaking, I actually figured out how to sort of have a what is it when you sort of match pitch but a little bit different? Fuck.
Personalize? Vibrato?
No. Basically, I sang it a little bit higher and a little bit lower so it sounded good. I was like, oh fuck, I've actually learned how to do that. That's cool. But the way I did it was very unconventional, and I'm pretty sure it's not how people do it, because I literally, instead of like changing the note, I basically sang it in a different voice, and that actually sort of worked for me. Because that's always been my biggest thing. Sort of. It was just, instead of being like, it was more like, just a little bit higher. And it actually worked out. But when I was screaming, I was like, oh, I've got to hit some high notes here. And when I was hitting high notes, it's like, ah! And I'm like, fuck. All right, stop. Do it tomorrow.
Speaking of vocals, just one more quick thing, and we'll get to something else here. So the funny part is, I sent you a video earlier today of doing a natural selection from Rings of Saturn, and I told you straight out, like, it wasn't great, but the ending tunnel vocals, was actually spot on. The very, very last thing I did was actually like, oh, okay, I still have that on. And you can watch it on my Instagram if you're actually intrigued. I doubt you are.
I'm always happy to hear my friends perform music.
You hate.
Yeah.
Garbage disposals, not as much, but music, sure.
Well, that's what that sounded like, goddamn.
We need to make music. We need to make music. We need to just do something, because, like, I currently am trying to learn how to, like, not be tone deaf for, like, singing. So I'm, like, trying to match notes, which last night I was just messing around in FL Studio with the piano keys and, like, singing along to it and stuff. I want to actually have an instrumental track that is original that we can use, because I've done original songs before where I just downloaded an instrumental off the internet. I'm like, here's credit to this person. I didn't do anything. Because I've got a passion for it right now. I'm just like,
I'm working on learning it. I don't have a bass here to track bass lines. I mean, I could technically pitch shift and just drop it down, but that's, like, I want a real bass.
Yeah, that would get fucking...
Yeah. And I'm still programming drums is a fucking nightmare.
Use the piano rollout. I'm telling you, if you use the piano rollout on it's so much easier.
It is. That's what I've been using for my little like EDM
All that
tracks
is secondary to me cleaning up the tone of what I'm currently recording on my main baby.
because you got the buzzing and stuff in the background.
Well, part of the problem is the feedback, which
Yeah.
you hear a lot in Exposed, and then even in the demo I
Yeah.
sent you, and it's because I'm sitting right here, and I've got
yeah.
all of this around me. Like if I slide back 20 feet, the feedback just disappears. But I'm
Yeah.
like,
Well,
I've got to
I'll tell
record
you-
here.
Get along
Are
record.
you are you able to have you been unplugging the microphone and putting it to the amplifier? Are you doing
No.
that still?
I'm
No,
recording.
because
I'm straight through the interface into Reaper
Oh, you're
with
straight-
my Drusev Stalin effects layered on top.
What you need to do
Okay.
is figure out where the what's it called is the
The
sound
noise gate. Yeah.
Yeah, noise gate, sound
Yeah.
gate, whatever. And like I said, with Ritual, what we used to do is live at least we would run two, one in the beginning of the train, one at the end of the chain, because the beginning would clear up the gain coming into the chain, and at the tail end would take out any of the slack at the back end. And there's a few bands that did it, but sometimes it was hard to get the noise gates just right, especially with breakdowns.
Right.
Mm.
But that's if you can get it right, it's fucking great. But if you can't, just do one at the end of the chain and clear
That's
it all
the
up.
plan. But I mean, the way I looked at it is because I listened to the original one that I sent you like a month ago when I was playing low, and then I listened to the one I sent you tonight where I was playing violence, and I was like, okay, there is a significant difference there in cleaning up the tone and shit. So I was like, I just got to keep going this way, and eventually I'll fucking get there somehow, some way. But that brings me to the next one. So Chrono and I are working on an A Day to Remember Exposed cover. By the time this podcast comes out, it will already be up on YouTube.
Yeah.
Because all we're waiting on is I have to do my vocal part for the chorus. But I've got to ask Chrono, were you listening to the track when you recorded the vocals, or were you going solo and doing your own? Like, were you trying to harmonize with Jeremy, or are you doing your own?
I was my own for that one, yeah. Because basically, there's an instrumental track that I had from my original Exposed cover that I did fucking last year. And I just chucked that in there because I'm like, it should be at the same, rhythm and timing as the original. Because the one thing I hate about some instrumentals is that when they record, they don't use the original as an example, and they just write it in their own way. So when I sync it up or when I try to record the vocals, it doesn't work. I'm like, oh, shit. But this one was fine, so I just recorded onto that, did it my own thing, because it's very rare that I will record against an original. I usually just have the instrumental track because it helps me. Because sometimes if I do record, because when I recorded Resentment, because there was Jeremy, I didn't realize how many inconsistencies or mistakes I was making when recording the cleans, because I'm like, yeah, that sounds good, but I didn't realize I was hearing Jeremy sort of harmonizing with me, which makes it harder to see the issues and hear them. So I just sort of went, no, we're fine. But when I do it alone, I've got like a very particular sort of thing. Like right now, I'm recording the Meatcastle one. I actually want to record the vocals for Low at some point today. I know we're going to play Halo for a bit, but maybe depending on how I'm feeling, I'll jump off early and
Which leads me to like 3 other questions, but continue.
Yep. And then I'm also recording a 21 Pilots cover for Heavy Dirty Soul.
Okay, hold up. I want to pause there because Doom was just like, ooh, okay. What the fuck? You talk shit about 21 Pilots all the time.
I don't. All right, I do because I don't like them, but he's doing it. It's different.
Yeah, because
it's like, all right, for example, like, so I showed you the song "Flexing" by Issues, right?
Yeah.
Which I don't care what you say. That song is fucking great. Okay, fuck you. I'm totally. I think. I mean, you had a look. You had a tone for a bit.
Yeah, it was this one. It was like.
That's my face. It's resting dick face. Okay.
Wait, you rest dicks on your face?
Yeah, it's just fucking.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What you don't see under the beanie every week is that there's like little lanes drawn out, and they're all reserved. So this is like Chrono's cock, Doom's dick, Wolf's wang. See? It keeps going. You guys park them here for the night.
Rick, do you like tapes and CDs?
Sure.
Do you want me to tape these nuts to your face? Fuck! I fucked it! Shit!
Get the fuck out! That's right. Walk away. Walk away.
No. All right, so like I showed you flexing, and the reason why I mentioned that is because I think tomorrow I'm gonna actually do another Instagram video, and I haven't decided what I'm gonna do. A few of them because I've been working on getting my voice back in shape overall.
So I wanted you to pause there, and you're posting on Instagram, huh?
Fuck. Yeah. I am.
Yeah? Ah?
Actually, shoot me a text after tonight and we'll figure something out.
What do you mean figure something out? I gave you the fucking login like 9 months ago.
Yeah, 9 fucking months ago. I am not back. What, is Chrono like re-emerging?
Chrono, by the way, you need to post on the Instagram too. You can do that. That's fine. I'd click on that.
But no. But like I was saying,
Do
is
it shirtless.
Hold on.
Hold on, I'm getting there. Damn it. But no, like I'm genuinely getting my voice. Like I'm trying.
Rest of the
Free the
podcast
nipple!
going shirtless. The nipples.
Free the
they're
nipple!
out.
Ah!
Yeah, I'm gonna do the rest shirtless now because I feel like a douchebag if I put it back on.
You look like a douchebag without it, but we only have 10 minutes left, so.
So
Yeah.
all I'm saying is I'm getting back. I'm trying to get my voice back in shape, and I think tomorrow, at some point, I'm gonna do a. I'm only doing clips of vocal covers, so I'm doing like parts that I like, and I think I'm gonna do a flexing cover just because there's no dirty vocals in it at all, and I think I'm gonna do like clean parts, but then I'm gonna just go fucking nasty and raunchy with it, and then I'm actually thinking about doing a straight up Issues cover of the Tyler Carter singing style because I told you I can actually do that, and I don't really put that out there like that, and I kind of want to see how my clean vocals are, how they are, how other people see them. Because I think they're decent, even though I hate myself and I hate how it sounds, but apparently it's not horrible. So I'm curious to hear how that.
I wanted to do a vocal with Chrono. I gotta learn the song on guitar, because I'm not comfortable enough just doing like a co-vocal cover. I'm like, I gotta do something else in there to make up for my shittiness. But I really want to do another Ice Nine cover, but I would do Spencer's cleans, and you would do the dirties.
See, my thing is what I want us to do eventually, because I talked to Chrono about this. I haven't talked to you. I'm talking to Chrono more than you, by the way.
Thanks.
How's that make you feel?
I thought we
How's that
talked
make you
a
feel?
lot, and this hurts my soul. By the way, before we get off track, Chrono, the one I wanted to do is Stabbing in the Dark, where I would do Spencer's
Stabbing in the Dark
vocals,
would be-
and
I
you would
fucking
do all the
love that.
dirties.
But
I gotta learn it on guitar.
So what I would like to do, and this is like down the road a bit, I actually want to do Me, Myself, and Hyde.
Yes!
So
Yeah,
reason
guys,
being is, so I feel like you could do Freak, you could do the guitar parts obviously, and then Chrono could be Hyde doing cleans and whatever, and then I could be Jekyll doing the nasty, snarling, dirty parts, just to kind of, and then it would be all three of us together. And
That is one of my
So,
favorite
I
Ice Nine Kills songs. Like, I just
Yeah.
love the way that
Yeah.
it's written. It was so well done. We might share one body, but the spine is fucking mine.
that would be my part, damn it!
I love the double breakdown in it. Because there's
Yeah.
the legit one that just makes you fucking bang the... And then there's the one where just everything pauses and they're like...
Yeah. Is this the end of me?
Good. When I went and saw
but no-
it live, I went fucking ballistic.
They're fun live, dude.
He posted a tutorial of how to play it on his YouTube. I would just have to watch it.
Yeah, see, that's actually how I get the instrumentals is through Justin's
His JD
Hey,
channel
he doesn't
teaching.
play.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when I did the instrumental for Enjoy Your Slay, that's what I used. And of course, we had to completely make our own for It Is the End, which it sucks because now there is an actual It Is the End instrumental out, and it sounds a lot better.
I want to
of the fact that
redo
wasn't
It Is the End next Halloween.
Yeah, want to do a new version? My screams will be better for it too. Like, because I've been at my place more than Harley's place, just because it's a lot more relaxed here and I can do things. I've been like screaming and practicing every single day, so it's been keeping very fresh. And I'm starting to get some fucking noises I didn't even know I could make. Like, I was doing Ludens. I was gonna do a cover of Ludens, but because I'm still a bit tone deaf, I couldn't do the like lower parts. Because of the fact that it's just off. But when I went to the breakdown, when he goes like that sort of noise, I was like, yeah, I didn't know I could make that sort of.
So hold on, before we get too far, and I know we only got a little bit quick. This is the story I was trying to tell earlier, and it's funny because you're talking about like you're finding new noises, your vocal range and all that shit.
Yep.
It's funny you mentioned that because one of the first 3 live shows I ever did with like old band when I first moved down here. So I was probably about like 17, 18.
Yeah.
we went to a venue in Florence, South Carolina. Trying to remember the name of it, escaping me right now. Really doesn't matter. But my old band played there, and I was decent for being my age. I wasn't great by any means. I'm still not great by any means, but you get what I'm saying. I remember going to the venue, warming up, and I remember warming up outside because the venue was a smoking venue, and I hate going into venues where there's smoke because it actually fucks the throat really, really fucking badly.
Yeah.
It fucks me up bad. And so I stayed outside as much as possible. My band had no merch, so I didn't have to set up a merch table or nothing like that, so it worked out perfectly. So I just stayed outside. I wasn't drinking or anything. The funny part is we went in and same thing. We had a similar intro, outro type deal where intro, mosh call, that kind of stuff. Pretty standard shit to get the crowd moving. I remember, I think it was like our second song in, and long story short, I was doing some kind of vocal roll or some kind of like just choppiness to it, and somehow or another I accidentally, have no idea how I did this, I figured out that I can do tunnel vocals, like that what I showed you on the video, just that that really low swirl sound, and I didn't realize I did it until I heard it back. So I did it again, and so like that whole night, everything after that second song, I think we had like 3 more songs left, everything was fucking tunnel vocals. I figured it out. I was like, oh, I don't give a fuck what's going on. Every song, whatever I have to enunciate, pronunciate, whatever, it's getting tunnel vocals. Fuck you, I'm doing it this way. And like I had my guitarist Jake at the time just looking at me, he's like,
he froze on my screen.
Yeah, he froze on mine too.
oh, I'm sorry. That was actually
So
really funny.
my guitarist joke. That's what we got.
But my guitarist Jake was just kind of like he had no idea where that was coming from. So it was actually awesome that I accidentally, found my tonal vocals live, and I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna keep doing this. And that's
what I find.
Like, that's my bread and butter now. Like I can do like fucking that swirl tonal throat thing. Like that's like, if I had to hang my hat on one specific style of vocals, I can just fucking belt those out like that.
Yeah. My one that I like having a skill to is when I like yell scream, which is really good for like those sort of parts where like if they yell scream, they are just go like that sort of thing, and I can actually like pull it off now because I know how to sort of balance it. Yeah, I can now, which it actually helps with a lot of Ice Nine Kill songs and stuff like that, and actually Resentment too. I mean, no, not Resentment. Sorry. Fucking Exposed. There's a part there where it's just like yell screaming, and I was like, I can actually do it there, which is all right. So.
See, it's weird because like I can only do either clean vocals or dirty vocals. I can't I can do somewhat in between, but for me it's so fucking like to balance out the two that I'm doing. It just doesn't always seem to work.
Yeah.
I just do it.
So I'm gonna try to reel this in real quick because we've only got about 4 minutes left. Since I've got you two here, what would you rather, after Exposed comes out, because that's the next cover that Chrono and I are working on, would you rather hear, and anybody in the comments below can answer this, but honestly, by the time this episode launches, we'll probably have done 2 music covers. Would you rather hear Violence from A Day to Remember, Low from Wage War, or A Day to Remember is My Life for Hire?
Okay, so before anything, hold on. No, you motherfucker!
Doom really wants to join us for the Low cover.
Because my thing is, I feel like I can do Low justice in a lot of different ways. And that's one of the songs that I feel like I can like flex my diversity in.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna stop you from. I will criticize you every fucking step of the way, though. Just saying.
Yeah.
So go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it.
Honestly, with Low,
and I nail it.
Low would probably be like 99% Chrono, and I would just do Britain's parts in the chorus. Because I can't hit Cody's high notes the way he does. Like, I can harmonize with it, but especially after the breakdown, and they're doing the soft part, and then he goes to like that super high fucking...
I can do that. I
can sing through the chorus, and I'm like, all right, that's fine. And then he gets to that part, and I'm like, all right, nope, I'm not gonna try this. Because I want to learn some Ice Nine Kill songs, but those are harder to find music for. A Day to Remember, being as popular as they are, the music's fucking everywhere online.
Yeah.
See, and that's the funny part though, because like as low as I get my vocal, and like as like nasty and dirty as I can make it sound, like
Mm.
my register is always in the higher range. That's why I told you like I can do Tyler Carter's voice pretty. Like I'm not gonna say like I sound just like him, but that's pretty comfortable for me. And like for some reason, like you would figure like the lower end would be where I'm happier at. No, I like singing in a higher voice.
What I also
Yeah,
find amusing is Doom likes lower tunings. He talks shit all the time because I used to play in, drop D, drop C, and everything else.
I just hate drop C.
Drop B or you're a bitch.
No, I like drop B. I just hate drop C, and that's what you tend to stay in.
He wants to cover Me, Myself, and Hyde. And I have it
Yes,
pulled up
I know.
right here.
I know.
And it's drop C sharp. So it's closer to drop D, really.
I know what it is, and it just fuck you, okay, pal?
It's actually surprising, though, because that's what I like that Wage War song, The Line, sounds a lot heavier. It's drop D. Me, Myself, and Hyde is drop C sharp. Communion of the Cursed, drop C or drop C sharp. Can't remember exactly. But Einstein Kills, and I guess I really should say JD, since he's writing all the guitar parts, does a fantastic fucking job of making these higher tunings sound so much lower than they really are.
It's the mix.
It's also just the riffs. The guy's great.
And
I
they also
really
don't
hope he
scoop
comes
the mids.
back.
They
Really
I was
also
hope
don't
listening,
scoop the mids.
Yeah, I would love him to come back. I was listening to just like speaking of like bands that like they have a very like higher tone, but they can make it sound a lot heavier and stuff. I was listening to Dance Gavin Dance the other day because I've been listening to a lot of them,
'Cause they're
and there was
awesome.
one song where it had a fucking huge breakdown at the end of it, like fucking chuggy and fucking, and I'm like, how the fuck does that sound heavy? The cunt sings like he's got helium in his throat. How the fuck? And it was such a good fucking like riff and it sounded awesome. Like, I don't know what the song is because I was listening to it in the car and I wasn't paying attention and I was like, fuck, this is good. I didn't see which one it was. I'm like, fuck.
Actually, it's funny you mentioned that because another band that's really good at doing that too is fucking 4 Years Strong. Like they're the kings of the breakdown, but they're in D standard. Like half of songs are in D standard. I'm just like, oh shit.
I just found out what I'm going to name this episode of the podcast.
The one where Chrono gets
Freak
naked.
gets interrupted.
The one where Chrono takes his shirt off, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
It's
but
going to
no,
get
like
so many clicks from
I
Rabbit.
totally want to do vocal covers with you guys. Absolutely.
Yeah, we just got to get you the PC set up.
Which actually,
This is the bombshell that he ends the podcast on?
I've talked to my ball and chain.
Ah.
Tax time's rolling around, and we will see. I'm not gonna go like fucking straight up balls to
We
the
will see.
wall.
Mm,
Like
bitch.
I'm not gonna go balls to the wall
Pussy!
what I want to do. But like if I'm gonna get like 2 monitors and clear, well, I don't need.
You don't just get one monitor, a good tower, and shut the fuck up.
Yes, master, right away, master. Don't yell at me.
You want 2 monitors.
I've got my shirt off. That means I'm the dominant one.
2
Bitch.
monitors makes
I will
editing a lot
whip my
easier and also makes streaming a lot easier.
Wait, why did you get excited when I said that?
No, because it's the podcast.
Fucking
we
sounded
always
like
have
Donkey
shirts.
Kong over here. Dicks!
I like
But-
dick and ball.
Oh, but by the way, Chrono, I just want you to know I'm supporting Australia, Aversion's crown. Just saying, you don't even know your own countrymen. You fuck.
Potato padildo.
But fuck you. How about that?
Garbage disposals.
Actually, no. Their vocalist, their new vocalist, not shit. Fuck! It's gonna piss me off now. But essentially, he was in I Valiance, and they plucked him from I Valiance to go to Aversion's Crown, and he is one of the best. Mark Poya, I think is his name. Mike Poida or something like that. One of the best metal vocalists around. Just sorry, I had to get that up. Australia, bitch! Sorry.
Well, with that note of Australia bitch, we're going to end this episode of the Roundtable Oddcast and go play some Halo live on stream. By the time you guys hear and see this, this will be a month ago, and the stream will have happened, and I will have dominated the Halo game. And we will play Infected Flood, and you will hear Chrono go,
Yeah, right.
of which there are clips, and it is fantastic. But thank you
You
all
got
so
it
much for
every
watching
time.
this episode or listening in the many years to come of Spotify. And gentlemen, do you have any outgoing messages? Kane said no. So have a fantastic fucking evening.